threaten her.
Solid threatening.
Yes.
Greetings, viewers. Welcome to Chapter 21, Book 2, Tale of Cybil Spear. Boy, my tongue's working great already. Our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver, and as always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. With me are our esteemed players, Conrad, Dustin, Ernie, Saga, and AJ. Jeff will not be able to join us tonight, so playing the part of Yoferdir will be Ernie. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you have missed a session, I'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube. I'd also like to direct you to our Discord server, join our community, interact with us. Links to both can be found in the About section of the Twitch channel. Before we begin, I want to thank Spiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, Sirenscape for amazing ambient sound effects and music, Discord for our voice and video, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, the game we play. Tales of Winternoct is not an official representative of any of these companies, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of the companies. Previously, on the Tale of Cybil Spear. The adventuring party, Cybil Spear, brought together aboard the Painted Eye before shipwrecking on the coast of Baral roughly half a year past. Salinas, Kiesel, Alfred, Yoferdir, and Zedri came together to put down a cult in Wickhab, enter and escape the Dreamer's End, down a necromancer in Airguard, and defeat the Witherlord in Maidenthorn. After winning the Life Day tournament and purchasing a home in Six Bells, they set off for Ashmane, Zedri's hometown, with plans of visiting the Oracle and transporting their comatose companion Xanathe to the Asaphus monastery she once called home. They arrived to find a disease taking over the city, and with the help of a new ally named Percy, they sought out the cure, atanna berries, which could only be found in the village of Swarnstein. They traveled to the village where most of the party fell under the thrall of Izzy, a magical aquatic creature residing there. When the party discovered the charm, battle ensued, and the party almost was headed towards disaster before Salinas negotiated a reluctant ceasefire. Party headed back to Ashmane in pursuit of the wagons of berries that had been sent ahead. And along the way, they were attacked by strange hybrid humanoids, which they tracked to an estate in the woods. After visiting with the suspicious man that lived there, they found a secret entrance into his basement, where they again faced off against the hybrid monsters and their creator. In the midst of battle, they rescued an unconscious female vampire from a strange contraption that was harvesting her blood. Finally besting the fleeing Dr. Windguard, they returned to his estate and proceeded to take anything of value and destroy whatever was left. The explosion, waking the vampire woman, which is where we resume. As we take in the sight of the now burning estate before you, and the now awake female vampire battered and drained at your feet. Here in East Shore, it is mid-afternoon on the 11th day of Faderman, 296 years after the fall. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Who the fuck?
Who the fuck are you? I think is the better question. Actually, I think if there's anybody who's a lot to answer for, it's going to be you. Now, I'm sorry for all the pricks up and down your body. I think, and I'll look towards Alfred, and then I'll look towards Percy. I mean, we tried our best, but we did have to be expedient.
Yeah, sorry. The contraption we found you in was a kind of harvesting your blood. I'm sorry. My name is Alfred A. Yates. What's your name?
Gonna get, so let me just give you guys a quick description of her as well. Sitting on the ground over you guys, is a vampire. She's not super tall. She is kind of like a little bit long, black hair with white streaks, gray eyes. She has a scar under her left eye, various like scarring up and down her arms as well. Athletic build, very pale. Probably milk could give her a run for her money as far as tan. Unsure if that's because of the fact that she is a vampire or the fact that she's been locked in a sarcophagus with her blood being drained for gods know how many days. Unsure. She looks about like late 20s, early 30s. I'm sorry. Lonen
Are you-
Hartmore.
Lemon.
Do you remember
Lonen.
what happened to you?
Well, it's hazy. We'd left Ashmane, me and Hunska. Where is she? Huska. She was a
What is-
dwarf about yay tall with dark hair.
Ooh.
I think she may have already been experimented on and killed.
She had
Oh,
swords
shit.
for
Oh,
swords for arms.
it's shit.
Linus, why did you
It's
say it like that?
coming back.
Well, what? It is true.
Sorry, I've been in and
There's
out of consciousness
ways.
for like, what's today's date?
Today's date is the what's today's date?
11.
The 11th of Faderman.
The 11th of February.
It's the 11th?
Already, I know. Time flies.
Oh shit!
I
I missed my
okay.
birthday.
Happy late birthday.
Well, we will address that later, Alfred. But we have a little bit more pressing matters at the moment.
Sorry.
We can get you a
Wait.
cake back in Ashmane of 6 bells. Anyway, as you can see, and I'll point her over there, there were no survivors. You were the only person we carried out. Sydney is dead. That bitch is out there
Well-
somewhere.
So there is a survivor.
Technically, there was one other survivor, but we
Know
really
all
wish
these
she hadn't.
names you're throwing out at me.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
the
you
people,
were-
the
The
people
only
who
Person,
captured you.
the guy with who I saw cutting up Huska,
Yes.
goggles,
Yeah,
the
we-
blood.
Yes, we killed him.
Actually,
Wonderful.
Are you well? Do you feel okay?
That's
Let me.
good question, DM. Am I well, other than really confused?
You're
I
pretty
have a-
minimal
a-
hit points because you did take a little bit of healing. Somebody gave you a healing spell in the
Yeah.
midst of dealing more
a couple
damage.
actually,
to
I
you by-
think.
I've certainly been worse, and I've certainly been better.
All right. I don't think that you would really care for many more needles right now, but this might help a little bit. And Alfred will take out a very familiar, but not familiar to you, syringe. It's a clear syringe with a reddish orange liquid in it, and he will hold it up to Lonin.
Lonin, yes. I'll spell it
Lonin.
out.
Oh, I was saying, could you spell it out in the chat for me, please?
Yeah.
Susan, thank you. Would you be alright if I administered this?
Go ahead.
Alright, he'll go ahead and give us a little jab into her leg. Cast one cure wounds.
So, are you particularly talented or special, or do you have any sort of idea as to why they would be siphoning your blood?
Oh.
Do you have like uncontrollable magic? Do you snore in your sleep? Can you run really fast at night? Like,
I mean, I've been told I snore a bit. I don't think that's fair. I'm a vampire. And then she's gonna start patting her waist and realizing she's not in her normal clothes. Oh shit. Oh shit.
yeah.
You're basically wearing, it's previously described as a
A
makeshift,
nightgown.
like the
Like a
paper
serge.
hospital gown. I would say it's more like a burlap potato sack type. There's not much to it. Open straight down the sides for where the points had to access for the syringes that were stuck into your body. So
Just gonna stand up really quickly. Gonna touch her ear. Shit. Fucking bastard.
Well,
You wouldn't have happened to see like a fossilized dragon tooth anywhere?
what was that? One of the things we would have picked up?
no,
No, but the basement should still be intact if we want to go and search. Hopefully, it wasn't
Great.
in the upstairs that got burned down.
Yeah, I hope none of my shit was there. I'm sorry, who? I know he's Alfred.
Yeah,
who,
I'm Alfred.
Yeah. Who are y'all?
We are as a group, we are Cybil's Spear. I am Salinas. It is a pleasure to meet you. Glad
Pleasure's all
that
mine.
you.
I
Yes,
also have to thank y'all for saving me.
Yeah, it's not a
of
problem.
course.
My name's Zidri, and I'm glad that you're safe. And I'll just say that and turn away.
Oh, Kiesel's gonna snark and give a snicker. My name is Kiesel, and this is our friend Percy, actually.
Pleasure to meet you. Likewise.
That over there is, he's Yoferdir?
Hello.
Huh?
Actually, here's a really important follow-up question. Where are you from? Or is that not something that you remember?
Oh, I remember my life. I know who I am. It's just the last. I remember fighting a cat snake and then a dwarf snake, and there was this winged elf thing. I punched her good, but I don't think that. But she got me. And then I remember waking up and that weird dude was torturing Huska, and everything after that is just like darkness and a bit of pain. I woke up a few times, I think, but it was just dark. I'm from. It's gonna just like pause. I'm from the underground, as y'all would call it. Utendunk.
Oh,
Specifically, I'm from a small settlement called Muna.
Alfred, are you familiar with that?
Am
Of course I am.
Am I familiar? Can I roll some
Oh.
history checks?
DM,
You've
am
been-
I...
You've been around there.
okay. Yeah, if you want to know if you have ever heard of this village, you can go ahead and roll a history check. I will pretty much tell you, and Alfred and Zedri would be the only ones that have any possibility of hitting this unless they have proficiency.
Yeah, Zidri will think on it, specifically thinking about in its proximity to Dreadridge, because that's the capital.
Alfred's gonna guidance himself.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Roll a
I could use
d4.
that guidance.
I'm just gonna roll and then add it. Oh, maybe. Maybe?
No, it already rolled
Nah.
No, it didn't.
We're not talking a large settlement here, so
what does an 18 get?
nope, never heard of it. No
Have I
idea.
ever heard? I've heard of the Underdank though, right? The Undunk.
Utendunk. I don't think I'm saying that right.
Most people that don't live there refer to it as the underground.
The underground.
The underground is the bulk of Okaria, everything that lies
Yeah.
below the surface. Because
Cave.
Okaria, other than East Shore, where you guys are at right now, Okaria is just a barren wasteland all the way to the Dragonspine Mountains. Think without any sort of modern civilization moving into, it's like Utah type mesas
Badlands.
and badlands, and
Okay.
if you don't have modern technology to be able to get access to water and things like that, no one would ever live there.
Kind of like
New
Utah.
Mexico,
Agreed. Yeah.
Arizona.
Kind of like,
Kind of like Utah, to be honest. Yeah.
just imagine Utah.
Mormons.
Oh,
That's
do you-
already.
Do you need like an umbrella? I mean, I have a shield with a face on it. If you need to, there's probably a lot of exposure for being overground.
I'm fine. It's mostly my eyesight that ain't too good in the sunlight. If y'all could just point me to where this basement, as you called it, is.
Yeah, it's under the fire.
Well, we can go around the ridge like we did the first time.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll still be smoking out, probably.
Oh.
Well, smoke rises.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's some stuff I need to get, so.
I don't know. Maybe we might have missed a wardrobe in the downstairs too. So I mean, not like what I got on is super flashy, and Kiesel will grab onto his like track pants, his pinstripe track pants that he is wearing. That's what we did.
Yeah, no, we can show you the ridge where we got into the the basement the first time.
Amazing, thank you. It's a bit drafty out here.
Yes.
Y'all were
Turning
asking.
towards the building, pieces of roof that are still there after the explosion in different places, mostly to the left-hand side, back where the kitchen and things were, is the part that seems to be holding together the most. The rest of it all seems to be, there's places that are blown out, and then a fire that's fighting against the light rain that's continually falling on it. So you have a lot of smoke, as everything kind of is in a smolder stage. There's a good roaring fire in certain points, but everything else is just kind of like slow smolder. There'd be places that you could attempt to go down through what's left of the floor, or you could go to the back entrance that you guys used to get in there in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's what we're planning on. Make it easy so we don't have to encounter any fire.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
watch your
gonna
step. It's a little precarious at points.
I'm gonna assume y'all were sent out here at the same reason we were, and she's gonna, as she's saying that, she's gonna quite easily, I'm gonna guess, climb down.
Oh, to check on on the atanna trade.
Nothing to know about the adventurers going missing. Oh, I guess that became
Oh.
my own story then.
No, that was definitely something we had on the
It was on our-
radar.
I mean, it
But
was
we
like,
were more heading to.
I'll
Kind of-
clarify, you are the missing adventurers there.
oh yeah.
Lona.
Okay, cool.
You were sent to go look into why trade was interrupted and became
Okay.
the missing adventurers.
Yeah. Okay. No, we that's, we were trying to figure out why trade was weird.
Oh, so so you would be the missing adventurers.
Husker and I, yeah. That'd be us. What happened to her? Did he kill her?
I'm technically I think he just experimented on her and grafted swords onto her arms and then brainwashed her?
Honestly,
Swords.
Yeah, don't talk about it too much. Yofrider's gonna get excited again.
what can I say? Swords for arms, pretty cool.
You have to chop off your arms for that to happen, and we're not doing that.
I mean, there's other ways to lose an arm. Infection. I almost did earlier.
Infection isn't exactly the best way to lose a limb, Percy.
Let's
Yes,
just
we worked
keep your
really
limbs.
hard to keep you from doing that.
So, do
Anyways.
we want to head down to the basement? I mean, it might make a lovely rest spot. You know, I don't know how many hours are left in the day exactly, but I, for one, am beat.
Yeah, what time is it? Is it like midday?
Mid-afternoon.
Like 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, you'd be 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure if we wanted to keep moving, we could probably get back to the city before the sun sets.
Is that
Maybe.
true?
I'm speculating.
Survival
I mean, you
check.
consult the map.
I want a survival check to wing it, yeah.
Kiesel, look at my map.
Where are we on this map?
Didn't look at the map.
You're about 2/3 of the way.
Well, you know, 2/3 of the way, I'm sure we can make it before the sun sets.
DM, is that true?
You missed.
No.
Okay.
Do you know if it's true?
Can Alfred consult his map?
That would be your own survival check, or
Okay.
he's looking to attempt to persuade you that he's right.
I'm
I'm
going
not
to attempt
persuading,
the
I'm just-
survival.
I'm not persuading, I'm stating pure facts.
And Alfred's also going to guide himself again.
Add a D4.
Add a D4. Hey, it might keep us from having to go off the beaten path. 11! I knew it was
With
going to
an
be a 1
11?
before it even finished rolling.
You know you got a half a day's travel.
So it's already mid-afternoon. We're going to be going for at least half a day before we get there.
And if we double time it, we can get there in a quarter.
Oh.
I'm
We
gonna
can-
strongly advise that with a whole group, that ain't how it works.
I don't think we're in a state to do a double time anyway. If we run into anything else right now, it's not going to be pretty.
I will clarify that half a day's travel is a 4-hour window of travel. Typically, you would travel 8 hours in a day.
So it's possible.
So you could get there today. You would be a little bit into darkness, but it would not be as dark as when you guys were traveling the night before.
Well, I mean, we
Oh,
could
God.
probably do it if we left now.
I don't think that we should leave right now. If Blonin has to go ahead and get clothes, and we need to go ahead and gather our bearings a little bit. Once we do that, we can go ahead and head out.
I wouldn't be offended if y'all headed on your own.
No offense,
Oh.
but we're basically like your bodyguards at this point. You, no offense, also look very frail and defenseless unless you could whip out like a magic missile behind your back, but I would maybe recommend us sticking together given all that's happened to you and the
Well,
rest of us.
if my equipment is still down here, then I have plenty of defense. And
Great, then we can get you your equipment, and then we can all head out.
Yep, that sounds good.
All right. How's everyone looking for if we run into something? I
Oh,
think
I'm
I
not
have
doing.
one thing left.
No, I'm not hurting too badly.
Nobody's dire. Cedri, Yofridir look the worst.
So while they're talking, Lonan's gonna go down into the basement, enter the room that had her sarcophagus, see all the blood, sniff the air, and be like, oh shit, that's me. Alright, great. Wonderful. Don't know what the fuck happened. And try to find her equipment. Do I need to pull up Lonan's sheet?
Yep.
Oh wait, do we have art? I like art.
Not yet.
No,
We'll
not
get there
yet.
soon.
I was just asking in case I needed to.
She doesn't get
roll
art
one.
until she's officially joined the party.
Yeah.
Patent pending.
Yeah, we gotta fill out a waiver. It's like an insurance thing with the.
She's gotta decide whether she wants to hang out with Pinstripe Pants guy. So
Pinstripe pants.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a charge. Come on.
okay, Lonan looks the worst. I'll put that. Correct that. I put her on this sheet so I could follow what her health was.
Oh my.
Mind you, I don't even know what her health is right now. I don't have her sheet.
You have
You're
12 hit
hurt.
points left.
Oh,
And that's after I
girl.
healed her?
Yeah, because you just gave her 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just went ahead and doubled that to add what would have been from the previous one, so. What do you expect? That was a lot of blood drained out of there.
And we weren't exactly the most fucking gentle. We were like a bunch of nurses from UCF.
Lonan, what's your pack look like? Do you have like any sort of like identifying marks on it or something?
I mean, it was just a traditional and explorer's pack. Green bag. Hopefully my bow and arrows will be with it. It'll have knitting supplies. That's how you'll tell it's mine.
Well, that is certainly distinctive.
Are
Alright.
you more magically inclined, or is the bow and arrow as far as we're getting with that?
I can do a little bit.
A little bit, not a lot.
I mean, I'm an explorer, as I would say. I ain't useless in a fight, if that's what you're asking.
It's not always fighting. Sometimes you need someone to, I don't know, track, explore, you know.
Well, that's what I've been good at. I've spent most of my life guiding people through the various caverns and such.
Alright, anybody who's going and taking the back way in and going down into the basement, I need an acrobatics to go in, and then an investigation for your looking for things.
I think
In the investigation, we could have one person do it with advantage from some other people helping.
I think Salinas is going to stay outside for the moment.
Okay.
Where's Zedri?
Where's Zedri? Zedri will go ahead and go down. He's just gonna go ahead and kind of like try to slide down the side.
Okay, I'll stay outside. Would it be Salinas, Kiesel, Percy?
Yeah, Percy will stay up.
Okay.
That way you can be in both conversations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't have to make my characters interact with each other.
There you go. There.
Yep.
Does Yofredir and Kiesel want to split up?
Yofredir will go down.
They are because Kiesel's staying outside and Yofredir's going in.
coming down.
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll 2d20s. First one is Lonan's acrobatics. Second one is investigation. I don't know what my modifier is though. Want me to pull up my sheet?
If you just go to the characters, you can pull up the sheet. So
Okay.
Yeah, you can pull up her sheet.
Lonan. It'll take y'all a while to get used to that.
Yeah, with so many windows
Lonan.
open.
Lemon?
Yeah. Lonan.
Lonan.
Limon.
Limon.
I just want to turn towards the Salinas. Oh, nice job holding Zetri off.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say holding off.
Well, looks like we might be getting a friend out of that, so...
Well, I suppose.
What's an A?
Oh, I am.
Acrobatics.
It's an A with an accent.
Ooh, like a
Why
Gaelic
did-
name.
I don't know why it gave me Eoford ears.
Oh, on mine
You
it
got
gave me
Alfred's
Zetri.
image.
It looks like
Nice.
Alfred's
No, I have
image.
Eoford ears on mine.
Oh, that's really weird then.
And then
That is very weird.
21
You have
investigation.
Alfred's on mine as well.
What you
Heck yeah.
investigating? Oh my goodness.
Just trying to find my shit.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, I got
earlier.
Alfred, Cedri, Lonan going into the basement. Anybody else need an acrobatics?
Oh, I need an acrobatic year for deer.
Yo for dear.
I almost did acrobatics for Kiesel. Hey.
Easy.
Hell yeah.
Here, I'm gonna find you a picture just so we have something, so you aren't pulling up everybody else's picture.
You,
Yeah,
I
it's just
did
rotating.
have one that I sent you, right?
You
Oh, I
upload
mean,
it.
one that I have set into Fantasy Grounds. I
Ah,
can throw on
okay.
here. What color hair you want?
She has black and white hair, so you can do black.
Let's do this one. It's not great, but it'll work.
Not enough milk, but we'll work with it.
Yeah, too tan, too tan.
Dude,
Yeah.
Boo.
But you can't search for a vampire image because then I'm just gonna end up with big fangs and everything, looking undead. So
Yeah.
okay.
I was definitely picturing her with like gray skin.
No, just really, really pale.
Yeah, like I don't know, super goth, I guess.
Kind of more witchy.
Witchy. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff definitely leaned into the grayish skin with his vampire in
Yeah.
the Cassives, but it's more the pale.
Yeah.
Alfred, give me a dex save.
All right.
And actually, Lona needs to do one too.
Oh.
Oh no! Fall down into the mud.
Oh, look at you guys staying there together. Both go climbing down the side. Lonan, you can chalk yours up too. You're pretty drained and out of sorts. Been stuck in a pretty much sensory deprivation tank for a long, long time. Both of you slip going down the side, but you're able to save yourself at the bottom and just stop at the bank without actually falling into the river.
I told you it was slippery. You gotta be careful.
Just one of my off days.
Yeah, just one of my off days too.
Insight check. I'm inciting that.
Welcome to the party. You got an insight check.
Admittedly,
Oh,
this
I
hasn't
love
been
that.
one of the best days for her.
not a-
For Alfred.
Oh, you're gonna have to roll against that.
Yeah, you gotta roll persuasion or deception in the tower. Yeah, he's completely convincing. It was
You didn't roll a
19,
nine.
by the way.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. That's happens to the best of us, right?
Yeah. Let's just get in here and get your stuff, and we'll get on to something a little bit more our speed.
Go back to your 21 investigation. It doesn't take you a ton of time to find cabinets underneath the places where all the chemicals and fluids and things like that were all stashed back towards those storerooms. There's cabinets underneath, and you quickly find the bag that you recognize as being yours. The rest of you guys, as you were ransacking things, it looked pretty innocuous as a bag. I mean, it was pretty well weathered, didn't look like anything valuable, and at that point in time, you pretty much had already ransacked the valuables upstairs and the books in the library. There wasn't really a whole lot of reason to be latching onto any of the creepy stuff in the lab.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that answers the question of we didn't find anything else while we were rummaging down here.
Nothing other than what you guys already have. So
Fair.
nothing of any utility, at least. Wasn't worth throwing it in the bag of holding.
Sure.
Because
Alright.
putting stuff in the bag of holding without an inventory list is very dangerous because you can only grab what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lonan's gonna quickly go through her bag, make sure that all of her stuff's in there. Is her dragon fang in there?
Yep. The only thing that's not in the bag would be your bow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually just stuck in the far back of the cabinet behind the bag. Once you pull the bag out of there, then it's, you quickly find the tip of the bow and you're able to drag that out of there too.
Well, this is perfect. I'm gonna excuse myself and get dressed. Yeah, and she's just gonna grab her stuff and go into one of the other rooms where they can't see her.
So yeah, your options pretty much that big cell at the corner that has at least a decent portion of a wall where the Winter hiding as a NPC was at.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the only room that doesn't have fire above it because it's only this back portion that
Yeah.
isn't a burning floor up above it. But you're
Sure.
able to get pretty good out of viewpoint as long as nobody's going and peeking around the corners. We should be okay.
No.
Alfred would never do such a thing.
No.
Alfred's a pure soul.
He's a noble. He was raised to have manners.
Unlike the rest of us.
Yofredir, but that'd be probably your wild card out of your group of four that are down there. I would say Zedri's probably raised to know better too and would not be spying around a corner.
Absolutely not.
He's
looking-
a gentleman.
Yeah, Yofredir is a gentleman.
Reigns for a
Kiesel.
living.
Yeah.
Hey, like chopping someone's head off and being a peeping Tom are two different things.
Is it possible to find like a small roll of like gauze or something?
Yeah.
Okay. She's just gonna like wrap his hand, but he's more so waiting by the door. And as he grabs the stuff and he heads kind of back out just to watch, he'll turn to Alfred and just say, "Hey, don't take too long down here, please. I do want to make sure that we get back within a reasonable time."
Yeah, I won't take too much longer. I'm just taking a look at a couple more things. You wouldn't happen to have anything else explosive, would you? Do we have any more flour?
Well, not the ones that I threw. I cast it to the wind.
DM, how is the structural integrity of this basement?
The part at the top of the map where the big cells were and the top portion of the lab, don't see any signs of any issues with structural integrity because it's carved out.
Okay.
The parts you can see bits and pieces falling through of the wooden floor above and the rest of the chambers. The library at this point in time has fire in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you went and looked, you'd find that the bedrooms at that far side would also be on fire at this point.
If it means anything, I do have torches and a tinderbox. I don't know if you have something to help make that spread.
No, I mean I've got the means to make a fire. just to clarify, Selena's just messaged me. He was wondering if we could find a way to cave this place in, and I kind of agree with that. If we could find a way to stop anyone from finding this place and starting it again.
I mean, if a cave-in's all we need, I can just start swinging my axe at the wooden floor at the top and just let gravity do its thing.
Right, but I want to make sure we do it in a way where you're not underneath it.
I'll be quick with it.
I can spot you, Fredia, if that's the worry.
Alright, okay. DM, out of all the vials and concoctions that they had lying around, did anything seem like it could be charged, or is it all like biochemical fuel or like biofuel? Not biofuel, biological.
I mean, there's some alcohol. Other than that, everything seems to be mostly...
Like blood and...
I mean, there's some alchemical ingredients and stuff, but nothing that suggests to you they would be
combustible.
Other than the alcohol. Basically,
Yeah,
and not drinking alcohol. This would be more like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Alfred will take the alcohol. He'll hand it to Yofredir and say, you might want to throw this as well if once you cave it in. No. You don't drink that.
Let's just give it a whiff.
It's not gonna do anything to you that you're gonna want, I promise.
Doesn't smell strong enough. And he'll re-cork it. So, yeah, I mean, there are pieces of the exposed flooring on the top, right?
Yeah.
Like at the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
I figured if we can, like, find those areas and, like, in the middle where that sarcophagus is that also pretty exposed as well?
Yeah, like the bottom half of that room, you can see wood above.
Then, yeah, as Yofredir, I feel like would. I guess he would try and see maybe one if they're able to be pulled down, or maybe even test like the structural integrity of it. He wouldn't do that. Fuck it. He's just gonna start swinging his axe. Yeah, he's just gonna start swinging his axe and seeing if it'll budge or stuff like that. Do I need to roll to hit, or do I need to roll damage?
So actually, I'm sorry, looking at the maps lined up with each other, it's almost all wood ceiling on the lab. About the only thing that's not wood ceilinged is the cells to the north. It's like the last row of the lab is the only thing that's part of is out from underneath the house.
Perfect.
So there would be supports around the room. There'd be 4 of them in this big lab room in order to support that ceiling up above it. So there'd be plenty of places that you could pull at to try and collapse it, especially with it burning up above.
I figure I would say if you take out 3 and then we could let the last one burn down, maybe throw the alcohol on it and I can set it aflame.
Sure, whatever works best.
Oh, I just want to keep you safe too.
Don't worry about me. Yeah, he'll start going at it.
All right. As you don't need to roll anything, as you guys just start going and putting things together and taking this place apart, as Lonan's getting her equipment back on and herself decent. You guys are all hitting a point where, boy, you're doing a great job of, impersonating what it'd be like to be down in the smoke. You guys have been amazing with that today.
Zedry did say.
Proceed to start collapsing the floor behind you as you're watching pieces collapse further back outside of this room. Back in the hallway near the library and stuff are starting to collapse from up above. Fire moving into the bottom chamber. It's getting to a point where you need to move quickly, so you do so as you start removing stuff out. And whoever's actually doing the removal, so that would be Yoferdir, I assume.
Yeah.
Just
And
need a dex save.
Zedri would be helping as well. I don't know if that would be
So
possible.
anybody who's actually in that room as you start collapsing it needs to dex save.
I guess Alfred would be in that room if he's placing like the alcohol.
Oh, how do I get advantage on that?
Because you have
Yeah, it'd be up to
advantage
you
on-
on whether you're still standing in there as they're attempting to collapse the pillars, or whether you'd have prepped them and then stepped out.
Is there a way to set fire to the last pillar while in a safe position, or would I have to be in the room?
Here, I'll mark pillars on the map here.
Oh yeah, I need to look at it. Lower?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a second to load.
Oh, let me turn off the.
Oh, okay. That was it. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, you can be standing in a different room.
So basically,
We can
you
do
would
that.
probably, if the one you're going to leave would probably be the one closest to you, to let it burn up on its own and destroy the other three as you go. Don't mop yourself into a corner, basically.
Zedri will unroll the gauze just kind of like down the path and say, this is probably flammable. Just let it like a fuse.
Yeah, that should work.
A fuse.
Alfred will give a little flame, set it alight, and let it trail off to the bottle of alcohol.
All right.
And we walk away because cool guys don't look at explosions.
Yoferdir's 15 dex save is more than enough to easily, definitely get out of there as you guys collapse it behind you. The entirety of what is left up above starting to collapse in. This would be the bedroom and the kitchen and the back end of the entryway would all be collapsing in on this chamber. And exiting back out into the river with a nice extra amount of smoke and debris coming out behind you as a cloud. Back out into fresh air. Now you guys can't pretend cough anymore, so.
Y'all really didn't like this man.
Yeah, that's a statement.
With what he did to you, I mean, and the rest of the people that were with you, I mean, it's a pretty good picture of his character.
I mean, I ain't questioning it. I'm just saying.
We weren't always like this. It's just things have been a little rough, and it seems like we have to be a little bit more efficient these days.
Extreme circumstance breeds extreme people, Yoferdir says.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
So, Percy,
Yes.
what do you make of this woman? Trust your judge of character.
Oh, it's gonna be all night. It's gonna be all night.
All night. I love it.
God. Okay. I'm gonna have to try not to laugh because y'all are gonna make me laugh my ass off. I mean, she seems like she's been put into a very unfortunate situation. She was kidnapped by a madman. Zedri threatened her.
Well, she doesn't know that. She doesn't
She doesn't
know
know
that
that.
yet.
No, she doesn't know that. Why did you say yet?
Well, we don't know. Like, it might come up. You never know.
You know,
I
you share.
hadn't
You know
beyond-
how it is. You share a couple drinks. When we first met you, we wanted to kill you, but look at us now. You know, I've had that conversation plenty of times. You know.
To be fair, I don't think she'll be quite averse to hearing that someone threatened her. She seems like the rough and tumble type. I didn't talk to her a lot, but she seems just like a decent adventurer.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
see how she is when she's walking straight. The injuries still have her walking with quite a limp. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure her out. She's an explorer, but she doesn't really have any magic abilities. She's got a bow and arrow. No wonder she got captured. She doesn't have a big ass stick like me and Yofridir.
Well,
All right, I think we got it all caved in, Salinas.
Oh,
Alfred will
good.
say as he walks back up.
yes, I didn't. I really, turning back to Percy, I really thought it would have been best if we didn't leave that for Winter or not any other people
I
to
don't-
come back and find what was left.
Oh, I completely agree. I think I was the first one to suggest burning it all to the ground, so
Correct.
Another wise suggestion from our Bartificer. You get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it on the first try.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like an Autobot, but that sounded stupid. And I don't need any help really sounding stupid, so.
Okay, so you're quite intelligent. It's just your intelligence is in different matters than what normally is perceived as intelligent.
That is a very nice way of saying that, Alfred.
Ouch. Yeah, I went to college, That stings.
Oh,
Wait, no, I meant that. Okay.
It's okay, Alfred. I think the same of you, so don't you worry about it, you wordsmith, you rascal, you.
Thanks.
Yeah, now you know how it feels.
Well, now I see. I saw how you reacted.
It's okay. It's okay. Now, I say let's get the fuck out of here and go back to that shit shed we found. I mean, what? It's gonna take us all the rest of today and maybe into the early mornings if we just trek it through, but, fucking
it's-
who knows is out here.
It's just a half day's travel.
well, yes. Lonan, you have no aversion to heading back to Ashmane.
I mean, I'm hoping to still get paid, so
We'll cut you in on whatever.
We
they
are
pay
also.
us.
Yes, we are also hoping to get paid for finding the missing adventurers.
Wait, I'm
Alright,
sorry.
You!
Cutting,
y'all found me, so
Look at Kiesel. That's not part of it. We literally 950 gold, and you just want to split some of that. Zedri will pull out like his small journal and hold it open, and it very clearly states the 2 missions that we have been given of looking for the missing adventuring party, which was 300 gold or 450 depending on if we found them alive, and then looking for healers for the people at Big Vent. We're taking all the atanna berries back, so that means that we'll probably be able to get the money for that too, right?
Well, yeah, I wasn't
I
gonna.
would hope.
Just please. I was saying that we can, finding the missing adventurers, which one that we do have.
was promised 50 gold to find whatever was making people, like, whatever was interrupting the trade, so technically they still owe me that.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
darling,
exactly. Yes, exactly.
We might take the cut on that, But Zedri, if we are going to stick to the, if we are going to be sticking to the direct accounting, then you can just give whatever was owed to me to her, please. I have plenty of platinum still, so it's no big deal to me.
You don't gotta do that.
No, it's fine. It's Kiesel's money. Zedri will reach.
No offense.
How about we
you do look
get back to
destitute,
town
so
first? I'd like to get back to town. I think that's a grand idea.
We can bring out the spreadsheets closer to Ashmane.
Spreadsheets?
Correct. In fact, I believe that this is probably going to be a problem for the morning. I expect by the time we get to Ashmane, we are going to want to just find a room in an inn and fall the fuck asleep.
Well, I mean, depends. Do we want to do like a victory lap and I'll look at Percy, and celebrate? Or do we want to leave that for another day? I mean, do we want to leave that when our business is fully finished here? Because I could go for a fucking drink, and I know we were drinking like 2 nights ago. So, I could go for another one.
Night celebration
Last
is
night.
always a just reward.
But, you know what? Forget I said anything. We will get there when we get there. Let's just start going now.
Zedri was going to reach into the bag of holding and pull out 3 atanna berries and give them over to Lonin. If you're coming back to Ashmane with us, there's a big plague going on right now, so you should probably eat these. Go ahead and build up a little bit of immunity.
I think.
Plague would have been very minimal at the time that she left.
Oh, it's bad now. It is full blown, like...
How many?
Well, it's not.
How many have we
quite
eaten?
that bad.
How many atanna berries have we consumed as we note that?
You guys have a lot in a bag of holding, so a wagon's full.
624 remaining.
Cedric, are you eating any of those?
No, I was only eating the one that I had prior. Tana brought over.
Right, but how much do you need to build up an immunity?
Honestly, they were such a regular part of our diet that I don't know how something like that works.
If you get it once, does that mean you can't get it for at least a few months afterwards, or am I at risk of getting sick again?
I thought that you wanted to talk logistics whenever we got back to Ashmane.
This was Yofredir speaking.
Yofredir, we were talking logistics whenever we get back to Ashmane. Doesn't matter who said it.
Going on. Lonin is just like eating the atanna berries just like as she's walking. I feel like I haven't eaten in days.
Honestly,
haven't.
you probably haven't.
And I'm certain none of y'all are offering up your blood, so I'm not even gonna ask.
Blood.
Oh, no,
But yeah, you don't. Vampires, we drink
No.
blood.
Oh,
yes,
I
I
wasn't
know.
assuming
I was
that y'all were allowing any.
no, I was offering.
Oh no, it's
Would that help more than what I did earlier?
particularly.
Is it like
It's
a
a
trait?
little bit. It kind of just like settles my mind a bit, makes me a bit faster.
Let's worry about logistics once we get into town.
Y'all have never
Faster.
really met a vampire, have you?
I'm from Teluria, so
Ah, you're not
Not-
that far from the shithole.
I was saying, would Salinas have met a vampire before?
we've
It
met
feels
vampires
like-
on our
Well,
travels.
you guys, yeah, I mean, one of
Not
the owners of the inn
Yeah.
in Wickob was a vampire.
We haven't
Well,
spent
yes,
extensive
that's true.
time with them, though. Them, like vampires. Not like...
No, I don't think too many came around Eagle Fall.
I'm so used to talking about blood freely, I forget that some of you others aren't so accustomed to it.
Well, I mean, if it's something that's important to you, then you could take from me. As a patron of Infernus, I understand what it's like to have that burning fire in your body that comes from who you are.
I think we'll save the logistics for when we get back to Ashmane.
Okay.
Is that your nods?
On the road we go.
Hello,
All right.
Shade.
Making your way down the road. Knew that was coming.
You're like fishing
Baited it a
for
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, no.
All right. Okay. I need. What's everybody doing?
Walking.
Travel wise.
Oh.
Any activities? Travel activities?
Alfred will continue to brush up on his map. Hopefully he'll make it
Okay.
into something that's not a children's drawing.
Let's
I
see.
would say that Kiesel and Yofridi are both acting sentry. Just to, while we're walking, just both keeping eyes out for any sort of more existential threats.
Would either of them be like at point and rear, or is
And
it side? Are you scouting?
I would assume maybe side to side. Yofridi, I think, is more of the scouter, so Kiesel would be keeping eyes with the group. Yofridi, I think, would be a little bit more ahead, checking,
Mm-hmm.
as he usually does, I think.
Okay.
Cedric will forage.
Okay.
Percy's
Someone
probably
doing
gonna
a
help.
navigation.
I was gonna say Percy's gonna probably help Alfred, and then Lonan will do navigating.
Salinas will help Lonan.
Okay. All right. Forage. Need herbalism kit or survival.
They're both the same, but I'll go ahead and use survival. I might find a few things besides just 23.
Oh, yeah.
Noise.
You're mostly traveling through forested country, so it's pretty easy to find things. So, with a 23.
We're
Okay,
eating
then
something tonight.
give me an herbalism kit. Okay.
Ooh.
I think it's a wisdom.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's wisdom based.
Okay.
Really carrying that 8.
You find a nice plethora of some really good-looking mushrooms, brown capped, but it's kind of like it looks like the top of like a bun coming out of the oven. Got a nice brown that just naturally transitions to white. And unfortunately, with your 8 herbalism kit, you break most of them, kind of dismantle them, attempting to harvest them. So you only get 2.
Take what I can get.
Okay. All right, then we got 2 people on the navigation if we need to, and what was our other 2? Map making.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
All
trying to
right.
brush up on the skills mostly, even if we have the area mostly mapped out already.
Okay, give me the intelligence cartographer's tools check with advantage.
Do I have a regular cartographer's? No, I don't.
Oh, do you need one?
I think I do.
Yeah, if there's any skills you guys are ever missing, they're all put into the skills down underneath character on the bottom right.
It's a -1. That's amazing.
Oh, well, that's because it's on wisdom. We need to shift it to intelligence. And you have proficiency with all tools now, don't you? Isn't that kind of the deal? Or no?
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the whole shtick of an artificer.
That's what I thought was one of your abilities was tool expertise.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I think you just can make the tool.
Oh, yeah.
You can create any tool for the job, but then you only have proficiency, or you have expertise in any one that you have proficiency in.
Yeah,
If
thieves,
I'm reading that
tinkers,
right,
and then
so-
one artisan tool is what the class gives. Okay, so I just have regular. I'm not proficient.
Do we
then.
not have... Let's put those tinker tools over there, too. Okay, so you get thieves, tinkers, and then we had smith's tools, I think was probably your other artisan one. So yeah, it'd be without... But you get your +4 off your intel.
Wow, we're rolling fantastic tonight. We had those three
Yeah,
20s at the
it's-
start, and then never again.
You continue with your rough map. It's got some good portions, but this is definitely a rough portion. It's been a rough day. It's been a long day, and you drank last night. You didn't even get an opportunity to have a hangover this morning because you started getting attacked. All right. Kiesel and Yoferdir are guarding the team.
Yep.
So, do you have the encounter roll?
Is that a D6?
Let's see. Are you guys going normal pace? You guys going fast pace?
I think I would
It was
assume
4 hours and normal pace, right?
4 hours would be normal pace.
I
Yeah.
feel like, given everyone's status, I think we are kind of taking it easy.
Okay. So if you're going normal pace... I think it just increases by 1 off of normal. A D10. Because of the forested terrain.
4. Take it or leave it. Oh, that's smirk.
Is that bad?
Oh, we're definitely gonna take it.
It's always 1 through 4, except for on the D4, so...
I was about to say, isn't
Mhm.
1 through 4 an encounter?
No, obviously not.
Alright. Traveling down the road, everything seems to be going fairly well. Muddy terrain, muddy road from the incessant rain that has gone all day long. The wind has picked up a little bit in trees. Very chilly, not freezing, but definitely plenty cold. Not a lot of sunlight to work off of, so you kind of move through the shadows. Helps Lonan out a little bit, as you are not really in any direct sunlight that is causing you any issues. And goes by pretty quiet as the map makers and foragers attempt to do their little tricks, and Salinas and Lonan attempt to keep everybody on track. Pretty easy, heading down the road. Don't need to take any side roads. Don't need to get off the road at any point in time. No threats. Until Kiesel and Yoferdir, who's front, who's back, both front.
Kiesel back, you for your very front.
Okay. Yoferdir, give me a perception check.
Oh boy, here I go perceiving.
Yoferdir, give me a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Doesn't really notice anything. Everything seems to be pretty quiet until he gets right up to this bend in the road. Apologize, sounds like we have horses. I don't think we got horses anymore.
Is that true?
Selena's got the hooves.
Yeah.
You all Guilford is supposed to be your spotter out front, but you all pick up. Well, actually, you know what? What is the first step?
Well,
Not great.
Yofridir
An
has
11.
a 14. Kiesel has an 11.
Is the passive perception in the senses?
it's in Maine.
Should be on
It's
your
right
front
next
page.
to your census. Zedri has a 15.
20 for Lonan, 14 for Percy.
Okay, and whoever's the two
Lonan.
people doing the map, you guys have a -5 while you're doing the map. I don't think foraging imposes that, so no.
Okay, so I have a 7.
And Percy is a 9.
9.
So anybody who's a 10 or below, everything just seems like a normal day. Nice smell of light rain, squish of mud under your feet. No big deal. Anybody above a 10, smell of death.
Oh.
Other than Yofridir, because Yofridir has a 6 based off the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys pick up just the stench of dead animal matter in the vicinity. Anybody who senses that and wants to attempt to look for the source could give you a perception roll.
Well, I mean,
Alright,
of
there's
course.
a
It's a true
bend in
will.
the road here.
Ugh, what the fuck?
Makes sense.
Swinging, Loden.
Oh, wait, no,
Holy-
damn it. I'm still on a perceive. I'm late on the roll.
That's a 30 on a not piety check.
I know.
All right. Lonan and Kiesel quickly spot. Well, Kiesel, you quickly spot one dead carcass of some sort of four-legged creature about 8 feet into the woods off the road. Lonan, you spot 3.
Is it, can I tell what killed it? Was it like something violent, or does it look like they just like dropped dead?
No,
What kind of animal?
clearly has been eaten, ripped apart, disemboweled.
Upon
Looks
seeing-
mostly like it probably was some sort of livestock at one point.
Upon seeing that, Lonan's gonna cast on the group, Pass Without Trace.
How does she do that?
She's gonna kind of, you'll see her eyes focusing on everything in front, and then you'll see hanging off of her kind of belt loops and kind of like this like dark blue yarn, like little net is a fossilized dragon's tooth, and she's going to touch it with her hand and then draw a symbol in the dirt. And you guys kind of feel like the darkness kind of closing in, almost seeming to like make everything go quiet. She just touches her dragon's tooth and then draws a symbol.
Yeah, can Selena's trying to perceive what the heck just happened to all of them? There's like darkness closing around them.
Oh, you
So, like,
perceive that.
It's kind of like
That
more
part
the
you
shadows.
perceive. Whether you want to attempt to figure out what it is, you can give me an arcana.
Kind of more like
Okay.
the shadows around them seem to lengthen.
What is...
The nat 20s, y'all.
You know this spell.
Truly.
I can't say you don't at a 25, so...
Oh. Well, that is very London, I have to presume it's either that was you, or perhaps it was Percy. It shouldn't be assumptive. I don't think the rest of my group has the ability to do that.
Zedri gives a finger from the trees. He can't cast it. I absolutely have that spell, and I've used it on the group before.
I'm just throwing shade to Zedri, because I know this isn't the way that he casts it.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
I don't know if I did something wrong or not, but
Oh no, not at all. It was no, I was simply complimenting your casting.
Is everything all right?
there's some mutilated livestock
Oh,
at the head.
You can't fucking smell it? Goodness.
Well,
Yes, I would recommend caution and perhaps haste.
That's why I cast this.
Getting a better look at the livestock, you said something like ripped it, like piece to piece, like it was
Like the rib
viscerally.
cage is sitting open, and most of the anything that was contained inside the rib cage has been mostly eaten away. There's bits that are still there, but it's something was feeding off of these things.
Is there any sign of what could have been feeding it? Like how recently, or if there's any like tracks around the
I mean,
livestock?
investigation.
what could have been big enough to eat 3 of these?
Not something we want to deal with.
$13.
Best guess, some sort of carnivorous beast. Don't really know what.
Something that eats meat was definitely here, but I can't tell what.
No shit.
Excellent deduction.
Well, none of you other fucking noticed this, and
Well, sorry, I was looking at the map.
the map.
But,
Once again,
right, we
I
should
would
get out of here.
repeat the age-old adage: "This is not our problem. Let's move along."
Yeah, unless we found another sarcophagus, which would be weird, but this is cattle, so. You can keep on
Yeah.
trekking.
Okay.
Suggest we move as quickly and as quietly as we can.
All right. You get back on the road and continue your journey. That happens about 2 hours in. So that puts us about 5. Sun starts to get low over the Rider Mountains off to your right as you move closer to dusk. And after a while, as the sun gets... Your first time of actually seeing the sun, other than an occasional glimpse through the clouds, is once it actually gets below the cloud cover over top of the mountains. So you get about a half an hour view before it drops completely below the mountains and puts you into just that hazy orangish purple hue coming off the sky as reach a high point on the road and see, looking down, city of Ashmane laid out before you.
We finally made it back. It's
We
still
did.
here. It's still there, right?
Yep. Still a good number of fires burning. Not more, but
Not less.
similar to what you saw before.
Hopefully the fucking berries got here.
Hopefully, they are helping.
Are there any?
Yeah, as a reminder,
You go.
I was like, as a reminder, let's take the road around through the docks district and not go through Big Vent.
Yeah, they also might be looking for us, so I second that.
Are there any tracks in the ground from like wagons moving through?
Occasionally, as you've been going down the road, you would catch a track here or there. They'd be sustained for a while and then become more mush and disappear and then come back. So you'd be fairly safe in concluding that, based off the total lack of travel on this road, they're probably the wagons you've been following.
as we're getting closer to the town, Lonan's gonna kind of, well, I'll probably see y'all around, but I have something I gotta go deal with now that we're back.
Well, I mean, of course, we're under no
Y'all,
obligation to hang out.
y'all wouldn't happen to know in which direction the Aesiphus Monastery is?
Looks over at Zedri.
Zedri's already pointing.
Point to
Oh.
Zedri.
Thank you. Much obliged.
Would
If
you
you
want to go with
need,
her?
Pardon?
I look asking Zedri, would you want to go with her?
No, I'm fine. We need to go ahead and get all of the atanna berries sorted out. But I'll probably be by in the morning if you happen to spend the night there.
Knowing that Zedri has so far been the one who has talked to her the least and has just had a very rocky exterior. I'll see you then. I have some questions I need to ask about up there. I'll at least, before I head out, try to find y'all again and figure out what the hell happened.
do we have a place we're staying, or was that? It was the something and something or another inn.
We might just have to find somewhere new tonight.
Well,
Wherever the closest place is right now.
we'll be around.
Lonan will turn to Zedri and say, well, I'll at least see you tomorrow morning. Once again, I do appreciate y'all saving my life. I'm not good at the sappy shit.
You're welcome.
We'll get a drink together.
Yeah, we'll get a drink together.
There's a way to many of these people's hearts. Looks around at the alcoholics around him.
But yeah, Lonan will separate and start heading in the direction of which she was pointed.
Okay. Yeah, you guys would travel along in the same direction as you're getting into town, but about the time you hit the border between Lowbelt and Big Vent, would be a good opportunity to split off. And if you guys are attempting to stick to the shadows just because of events before, be a good opportunity to split up at that point too. But as you travel through Lowbelt, it's nighttime's quickly coming in. Activity's pretty minimal in this part of town. Aside from, you still hear the occasional coughing coming from the different houses that you pass by. Child singing, person working in a workshop back behind the house. Signs of life, signs of activity. It's the same smell that you were able to pick up the last time you walked into town, of smell of burning bodies in this part of town. But it doesn't take very long to follow the tracks. If somebody wants to give me a survival check with advantage, if
Not
you're
me.
attempting to track where they went, or if you're going someplace else, that's fine too. So where are we going? We'll put it that way. Everybody except for Lonan, where are we going?
I think tracking the berries.
Okay, Zedri, you got a pretty good bead on the same wagon tracks that you've been occasionally finding all the way into town. Able to track in that direction. Is that where we're going, party? Zedri is, so where's everybody else going?
Lonan will, or not, Percy will go with Zedri. It's already happening.
Somebody pick a
Yeah,
direction.
we'll all go together, I think.
Okay. It doesn't take very long to find the three remaining wagons parked in front of a small little would not in any way rise to the level of being a temple. It would be maybe a makeshift church or refugee center. It's kind of hard to tell. Um, you've been here before. It's where you ran into the not so pleasant priest who felt this was some sort of a curse on this part of town. And find that the wagons are about half unloaded and that they are dispensing out berries to a long line of citizens here in this part of town.
That is good.
Yeah, Zedri, look, it looks like they made it all back all right.
Yeah, I think we should probably unload the ones that we have too.
Oh, certainly. Save a few for just a few for us. Just a couple. We can make sure we're keeping up on our diet of them.
Didger will hold out a handful over to Silliness and kind of offer to everybody else as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take a couple. Alfred
Percy
will
will
pop
take
one in.
I'll assume three per is probably a safe bet.
Probably, yeah.
That's good.
Is that a reminder that where's Cybil? You hear the dog barking in the back of the sound.
Yeah.
Oof. Big
So we're
oof.
just trotting along.
Sybil's just with us.
She's
Yeah,
where
she's
she
just,
needs
she's
to
been
be.
walking right now.
There's no danger
that-
around. So she's right by my side.
I will head over to, I guess, the crates, and I'll go ahead and ask if there's anywhere where I could deposit the about 600 berries that we have from the crates that were overturned on the road.
Kind of get a quizzical look out of one of the people that's distributing the berries. Like, what could you possibly be carrying as to berries to help out? Over there somewhere. That's fine. And gets back to his job and leaves you alone.
Just start scooping
Points
them
you
out.
toward just a couple crates that are in the back that appear to be where they've been putting all the berries that came off the other one. Off the other wagons.
And he'll ask for Percy's help, I guess, since Percy was kind of right next to him.
Yeah, Percy will help him.
Alright. Unload berries. Takes you quite a bit longer. You get a look over the shoulder from this guy like,
We got them
you
here.
having
don't worry.
trouble? It stuck in your pocket or something?
There's a lot.
We brought extra.
Whatever.
As they're unloading, Percy is going to turn to Zedri and be like, "Are you all right, friend? You seem more on edge than usual."
Yes, I was just waiting for something to happen on our way back to town. Seems like that's all that's happening nowadays, is things keep on popping up. So, I'm glad that we were able to make it back unimpeded, except for those carcasses that were on the side of the road.
Yeah, that was freaky.
I want to sleep just like everybody else. I'm sure you can understand that.
A good night's rest is, I pray to all the gods, is going to be very in our immediate future.
Do you think those livestock were eaten by a dragon?
What would make you think that?
Oh, just the dragon that lives in town.
I mean,
Dragon doesn't
what
like
eats
being
that
There
eaten.
wouldn't be anything left if they were eaten by that dragon, I don't think.
I guess so.
Maybe
Then something smaller than a dragon?
maybe that was Winter.
Winter is smaller than a dragon.
Definitely smaller. Unless Winter is a dragon, then she could turn into one. Two
I
things
think
can be
that
true.
perhaps
If she could do that, then she would have done it against us.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
you could.
I think that
Wherever Winter is, as
Hmm?
soon as any of us see her next, she's a dead woman, so it doesn't matter.
If
Yes.
I'm sorry. What if the carcasses that we found on the side of the road? What if that was her? I mean, she already turned into something once before.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
I
we had
doubt
to
she
get
would have been heading in
back
the
here.
same direction as us.
You know,
It's been a long day.
what do we have left to do here? We have, I assumed, helped distribute the atanna berries. We sent somebody else to deal with the rust beetles. We found the missing adventurer. Do we need to speak to anybody? Go to the Oracle in the morning?
Well, yes.
And what else keeps us grounded here in Okaria for the time being?
Well, I mean, not much. I think that we're going to go to the Adventurers Guild. Get our reward. Hopefully, be able to speak with the Oracle.
Well, we're going to
and
need
then,
Lone. We're going to
If-
need Lona to come with us. I mean, she's our proof of the missing adventuring party, and she's probably worth her
Well-
weight in gold.
Well,
I can take point on distributing the berries. I mean, that's part of the reason why I've been hanging around is to help the sick. So, besides,
we're not
after
gonna leave
I'm
you
done
here.
with this, I'm heading back. I'm heading back to Six Bells. I appreciate the company of you all, but I need to get back to a proper city. No offense, Edry.
None taken.
I would say that perhaps it's really up to Zedri if we still have a tie to being here.
I thought that the whole reason why we were coming here was so that you could have your little dalliance with the Oracle.
Well, I mean, but it is still your family and your hometown, and you have been wanting to study with the monks for a time, were you not?
That's true. I can fit that in as long as we stay, though. I don't. It doesn't need to be a hindrance or anything. We should.
It might, just seeing the state you all are in, it might be best if you do take a day or two's respite, kind of gather up supplies. Zedri can go train with his monk friends, just so that you all aren't. I mean, I hate to say it, you all have been running on fumes. Very strong fumes, admittedly, but maybe some rest wouldn't be out of the question.
Well, yes, I mean after tonight, I mean after we finish everything here and we deem the situation handled, I say we go at least really go. Definitely need to stop for tonight. Go take a sleep. Go take a rest.
No, we could stay at Odette's tonight, if you want. It's a pretty nice place.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we should go for that. If it's a little bit more, we could treat ourselves a little.
Is there like a nice bathhouse in town? I'm dying to fucking. Not that the acid didn't clean everything below the waist, but I'm just dying for a nice dip in some water.
Yeah, there's the springs.
Yeah, the springs.
I was hoping for something a little bit more private, but I mean, if you want it all out there, then if that's the custom.
I don't think they have
some smaller ones.
Well, once again, I think that is probably a morning problem. It is after sunset. There's probably not much that is still open, other than the inns, and the restaurants. So,
Speaking of, we should probably
This is
get something to eat.
exactly, let's get a good meal, sleep in a nice bed, and handle what we're doing tomorrow.
That sounds like the best plan we've got so far. And I could also use a drink. That rubbing
Sure.
alcohol that Alfred gave me really got me in the mood.
Percy, you are more than welcome to stay with us for tonight. Be happy to have one more night of celebration before you head off back on your own.
I would be happy to. I do consider you all friends. It's as quick of a beginning of a friendship as it was. And I genuinely do wish you all well on the rest of your journey, and I know we'll see each other again.
Right.
Of course.
We have to make the time not so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it's not often I find a singing partner as talented as you.
I was about to say the same about you, Salinas.
And we head on out.
And scene.
All right, seeing that the atanna berry distribution seems to be well in hand, you take your leave from the distribution center, head further into the city, heading for Odette's, as Zedri has suggested. Traveling through the city of Ashmane, through Midbelt. Which way you want to leave them, Zedri? We go in Mage Core or Little Garden?
We'll go through Mage Core.
Okay, so traveling through Midbelt, mostly middle-class residential, Silver Spires, which is a mix of high-class, upper-class residential and commercial, and into Mage Core, which is mostly magic-oriented shops and some housing, and then a tower in the center that is the headquarters of the local Wizards Guild. Passing around Destiny Springs, if Kiesel wants to jump in for a dip, can attempt to get in there.
Not at this time.
Yeah,
Maybe save it for
it's
the
not the
morning.
most pleasant. I mean, there's a good sulfurous smell off of the heated springs. Mostly people use it for the healing properties, not so much because it's a nice place to hang out. And you'll pass into Destiny Flats, which is an older portion of the town. One of the original portions of the town. The architecture is all pretty old. A lot of the buildings are pretty run down. And brings you down into Seagate, and getting within a whiff of the briny ocean, reminding you of where you stayed previously in Laura's docks. Before Zedri just kind of makes a beeline off to the left and takes you into Regis Plaza. Passing through the walls into the only walled off portion of the town that is walled off from the rest of the town. And immediately find there are eyes on all of you as you step through into this part of town. No guards or anything like that, like stopping you from entering, but definitely a lot of suspicion cast in your direction as you head into Regis Plaza, which is actually very sparsely populated with buildings. There are not a lot of buildings in this area. They're all just very large, ornate, and expensive. And near the entrance, as you get into the opening of the big plaza, within view of a large fountain with the several large estates scattered around the fountain, find a little comfortable looking inn. Stone brick, clay tile roof, about 2 stories tall, and a single wooden door standing at the front with open air windows and a little patio out front with a few tables. Nobody appears to be using them at this point. The chairs are all tipped up against the table at this hour, and a good amount of bustling activity coming from inside. Cedric leads the way, just marching right in.
Did anyone notice people looking at us weird?
It's the Raidus Plaza, that's why. It's privately owned sector.
Are we
We're
not allowed
always
to be
looking
here?
at this weird Alfred.
Oh, yeah, but I mean more so than usual.
Privately, like, we don't belong because fuck them. We're paying our way into tonight.
I don't think that we should be very loud with our what we don't agree with here. I'm not a huge fan of the Reduses, but Odette's
Yes, you
is
said that before.
admittedly a nice place. So I figured that we could go ahead and stay here. It's nicer than Ashmane Parlor, at the very least.
Well, I mean,
Sounds
if you
lovely.
think, yeah, if you think highly of it, then be happy to stay here.
As you,
Alfred will walk in.
Pass through the doors.
Yeah.
The fire heart's out in front. This very nice establishment on the inside. Other than the Berry Tavern, probably the nicest place you guys have stayed or have been in this town. Very much an improvement over Ashbane Parlor. As you step into walls that are reinforced stone brick wall, very nicely mortared and put together, very solid construction. No presence of air gaps or anything like that. It's got a nice warm interior, which is a lovely contrast to the dripping wet, windy, cold atmosphere outside. The floor is carpeted. First time you've been in any inn that has carpeted floors. Doesn't have a whole lot of give to it, so presumably some sort of stone flooring underneath this main entry great hall. About 10-foot ceilings, candles mounted on the walls, some candle chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. Everything is done in not like overly extravagant. It's not opulent in any way, but it is very comfortable, very nice. Just reserved. Comfortable furniture. Most of the chairs have some sort of padding built into them, so definitely a step up over rickety wooden furniture like Ashmane Parlor had. And the walls are decorated with different armaments, helmets, weapons of different styles. Some a little bit more on the exotic end, more out of the ordinary. And the air carries a smell of spices. You pick up a little bit of ginger. Very appetizing. Definitely kind of whets the palate for the idea of, hey, they probably have some pretty decent food here. And definitely the eyes that were on you outside is about tenfold in here, and nobody's even trying to be hiding it in any way. Everybody looks at you as strangers. I don't really get the impression that there's a whole lot of strangers come in here. Most of the individuals, it's just like all these people are sitting at their tables. Pretty good murmur of activity as you step in, and hearing some dice rolling, some laughing, and it just all kind of stops as this group of strangers steps through the door. After a few moments, they all slowly start returning to their activity. Clink of tankards and waitresses making their way around, and you can easily find a table. There's not a ton of people in here. Spot 7 patrons, maybe.
Once we walked into this section of town and saw the eyes on us, Slingus definitely would have given himself a quick prestidigitation shower, and polished up his clothes and went to his presentable looking phase.
Okay.
As much as he can, wearing adventuring gear, so at least he wouldn't have looked muddy walking into the inn.
You're with 5 other muddy folks, though.
Yeah.
Hey, 5 muddy folks and one with a nice red cape on.
It's very, very true. Very
Who's
true.
still muddy.
And wearing track pants, yeah.
Sidri will head up to the reception. If there's anybody up there to try to get us a room.
Yeah. Kindly looking male human individual standing at the bar. Pretty much watches you the whole way up, but once you get there, greets you with a smile. What can I do you for?
Yes. We'd like 3 rooms with 2 beds. That's normally how we split it, right? And he'll kind of look back to everybody.
Yeah, I think that's
Slingus will come
fair
up with
enough.
you.
Suppose that could be arranged. Are you with the family?
About to be with the family. Scarlet Cicatrius is my aunt.
Yeah. Scarlet's good people.
Yes.
What do I
she
say?
is.
I'll give it 6 silver per room per night.
Can do.
Slingus will put down 6 silver. Or he'll just put down a gold. He'll put down a gold.
Okay. Sidri was trying to do the math, but he's trying to calculate it. He has his head kind of up. He looks down. He sees the gold. Sidri will take out a gold and kind of match it. So 20 should cover all 3 rooms.
Yes, and plus a tip.
It's much appreciated. Get you set up with any food. We got some smoked pork, I believe. I believe they got some seafood cooking if you want that. Some bread.
Yeah. Food would be great. How much are the meals gonna run for all of us?
The meals are, for you, considering you seem like nice folks, 4 silver apiece. Drinks on top of that.
Sure. Yeah, so think what was the count? At least I know Kiesel and Yofri are going to want the pork. I'd be down to try the seafood, I think. Is that 3?
Yeah, no. Bread sounds great. Zidri will lay down 3 gold for the meals.
Let's do 3 of the pork and 2 of the seafood. And do you have any veggies as well, my friend?
Why don't I just bring you out a big platter of things and some plates? You guys just put together whatever you want. We got some
Absolutely perfect.
smoked ginger pork, some mussels, a little bit on the spicy end, some buttered, some rabbit simmered in butter, some dried beets, apples, with a little bit of cinnamon, some mushrooms, buns, rolls. We'll just put it all together. You guys pick whatever you want.
And
Lovely.
how much for a couple bottles of wine on top of that?
For the pretty lady and a friend of Scarlet's. Yeah, just throw in an extra gold. I'll hook you up with about 3 bottles.
She will add a gold piece to their pile.
All right, I'll get that right out to you. Just make yourself at home. Don't mind all the gawkers. They like to, don't see many visitors here. Once they,
Sure.
get word who you're connected with, I'm sure they'll all go back to their business. They get out of line, you just let me
sure.
know.
We appreciate it.
To
Very
being
much
the
so.
center of attention.
All right, let's find a little table, or I guess a big table with all of us.
Yeah, yeah, table to fit, not to fit 6 or 7. No, 6.
If they're doing this family style, is there a
Hold on.
lazy Susan in the middle of the table? Can we spin this?
Yes.
Alfred's gonna make one.
What a
There
way
is
to get
now.
everyone to stare at us more. We just suddenly have a lazy Susan of food on our table.
No, there's like at least
Oh.
5 minutes of like ba ba ba, like fucking constructing it.
Percy, if you I mean, I'm sure it would probably be good to ask, but if you when we're done, if you'd like to do a little bit of performing, we absolutely could. Given that this is our kind of celebration, I wouldn't want to assume.
Did these boys not give you enough chance to perform, Salinas?
I never get to duet. It's such a rare
Ah.
opportunity for me.
Fair enough. Well, let's at least eat our full, drink our full, and then if we can still walk straight at the end of it, perhaps.
Perhaps.
So you were all talking. What is going to be your plan after Ashmane?
It's a
I mean,
big world
head
out there.
back to 6 builds.
Big world out there. That is an excellent question.
I should hopefully have some letters from some friends awaiting me back at home.
Yeah,
Maybe point us in a direction.
maybe I'll hear back from Ilana.
I did kind of put off dinner with my family. So, well, everybody
we
here
do.
is invited as well.
Yes, we will need to do that before we leave, probably. Yes.
If I'm being honest, I don't mind us staying in town. It's just if you don't mind, I would kind of like to put a deadline on things. So we could probably spend like at least a few days, but nothing
Cool.
too long.
No, I mean you
Well,
definitely
yes.
need some time with your family.
You should really enjoy your
I mean-
moments home while you have them.
While you have a home still.
That's
Well, you still have a
morbid.
family.
That's-
Percy's gonna pat Kiesel's shoulder as he says that.
Not to be like, oh, I don't have this thing, so you need to be. I'm just, it's.
No. I recognize
I
how
don't-
privileged I am to have a house, home, and family. Even if it isn't the
No,
best, it's better than none.
If anything, it shows how unnormal I am. No. Having a family is like a normal thing. Privileged is, to have a loving family is, it should be normal for everybody to have like a family. So if anything, that just shows how weird and,
And
Right.
we watch his foot go deeper and deeper down his throat.
No.
The foot's not the only thing going down my throat. I'm waiting for the wine and the pork as well.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be
Yes.
good to move on. Hopefully, I can get some more research done.
Yes, I'm. Zedri, I'd appreciate it if I could visit with Virilia again before we left.
Funny that you think that that would be my choice, but yeah, no, if she's open to it, I can go ahead and take you over there.
I mean, that is fair. Perhaps I will enlist Tanner again. He seemed to have better luck.
Ken is a lot closer with her. And Zedry just nods.
What are your plans once you get back to Six Bells?
Well, I have some friends I need to meet up with. I am going to see if I have any leads to follow on that bookseller of yours. See if I can get any information.
Right.
Speaking of which, Percy,
Yes.
I think that being able to stay in contact, being over a longer distance, would be good. You know, I'd like to be able to keep in contact with you. So I have this thing. And he pulls out his spell book and opens it up. Says, if I get your permission, then I can talk to you over long distances.
Before he even finishes the sentence, Percy pulls it over and signs it. Mm-hmm. You've earned my trust. Besides, I can also communicate at least a bit more limitedly over long distances. So if there's any big updates, I can send it to you briefly.
I appreciate it. And if we find anything, of course, if you want us to keep our eye out for anything, or,
Any rich
you just
people
want
who
an
need to
update
be
on...
fucked over and stolen from, I'm your girl.
Oh. Percy, you're from Averia.
I'm from
How much have you
Kalmar.
heard about... How much have you heard about X?
I've heard here and there. I've had some somewhat close dealings with them. Never met face to face, but a name, a whisper, might have hired me for something, technically.
Do you know what his fucking deal is?
Oh, hell no. I don't think anybody knows what his fucking deal is.
Well, I know what his fucking deal is he sent us a letter threatening our life, and perhaps tried to kill us once, so...
Gods.
Yeah. Talk about bastards who need to be fucked over and robbed.
Well, I can't say much about him as I have technically robbed for them myself. I would say take their threats seriously. If you can stay the fuck out of Bavaria, I'm fairly sure he has a chokehold on the place.
But unfortunately, I feel like our paths may eventually lead us back into Bavaria and to Luria.
Oh, if you do, and I'll make sure I have it written up. I do, and she's gonna look at Alfred. I do have a letter I want to give you. I know we've talked about it before, but and she's gonna tap behind her ear. The symbol. I'll give you a letter that if you take to my mother, she will be able to get the book for you.
Okay.
But she will need to go specifically to Kalmar, and I certainly hope you have the gold to hire my mother for a night.
Just...
Not actually, but under a guise. It's the only way you'll be able to get to her. Trust me, don't. And please, for the love of all that is holy and sacred in this world, do not mention my name in that house until you are alone with my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, well...
I can do that.
He sent a bounty hunter after me. Luckily, I'm friends with them now, but...
Oh.
Just a question. How much do I need to hire your mother?
Oh, it's it's gonna depend. It depends on if it's like a festival week or, how busy she is.
Just
DM,
a ballpark.
how much would it cost to hire Desdemona Cassius for a night? On average.
That's a sexy name, golly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desdemona.
That's a.
Something scream.
I named her after a character from Othello, so.
I would say probably 5 platinum.
I would say about
Oh, that's not too
5
bad.
platinum
Oh.
on a good night. I'm here, and she'll just slide them over 5 platinum. Take this.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but that's well within Kiesel's budget,
I would feel bad sending you all to my mother, telling you to pay for her, and not actually having the money. Even if this is spent by then, I did my part.
Well, okay. Thank you.
So,
I'll write up the letter tonight.
so we've really taken to
Right.
this conversation here. How are the eyes looking? How are the ears looking? Are there people that are intentionally like not focused on us, but maybe trying to like hear in? Because once again, we are a little bit of outsiders
Talking about a
Give me a
foreign
perception.
courtesan.
about a lot of things. We jumped through many illegal things. 16.
16. There's a few listening into your conversations. In particular, the only other Fireheart in the room, female Fireheart, who appears to be like kind of like leaning back in her chair and listening to your conversation from there's a table in between, but she's clearly like leaned back and has a pad out in front of her and an inkwell and is like writing down notes as she's listening. Pick up a few other ones that look a little bit more burly individuals that are listening, but they kind of come and go. That they're listening and then they go back and pay attention to the dice being rolled in front of them.
DM, how flammable does the notebook look?
Appears to be paper.
If I just like quietly under the table just do like a quick like snap with prestidigitation, can I spark the paper and start it alight? Obviously, it won't be a roaring fire, but it'll just be like start the corner alight.
Prestidigitation do that.
You can make a spark, yeah.
Any sparks?
Yeah. Well, it says you can light a candle or a lamp, and so I thought, could I maybe light the corner of a piece of paper on fire?
Yeah, if you can light a candle, you can light a paper. You can dodge a hammer, you can dodge your ball.
Thank you for that call back. Yeah, I'd say sure. I'd say she's just within your 10 feet range, so.
Do I need to make a stealth check?
Yeah, if you're attempting to do it stealthily under the table, then yeah, you'd do a stealth check for the casting.
Yeah.
Zedri, as you're spying around at everybody, and Salinas, as you're intently looking at this person, watches. The rest of you more notice her crashing to the floor as she starts freaking out and flailing her arms everywhere. Patting out on the floor, trying to pat out her pad and try and put things back together, and looking around, and she's just completely concerned with what's going on in front of her. She's not even any attention to you guys at this point, as she's just trying to keep her ink from pouring out across the table and write herself at the table.
Percy
Not taking notes anymore.
Percy will pretty quickly stand up and like go and try to help her like pat out the fire, but she's like gonna stand on this girl's notepad and like help her stand up and like oh, are you all right? You really must be more careful, darling.
But I don't fucking know what happened.
Have you had too much to drink?
You mind? She's trying to take her pad from underneath your foot.
Percy will take a step back. Oh, apologies. Sometimes I can't really tell where my foot lands.
Just kind of like blowing on it a little bit, like trying to smudge the mud off of it that you have nicely put all over top of the page that was already half burnt.
Oh. You know, as much as I understand it, maybe that will teach you not to take notes on other people's conversations.
I wouldn't.
Insight check.
Sure.
I don't believe her,
freaking
but...
call her out.
I don't believe her.
Off to the side, unbothered, Kiesel's just writing in his notebook, 5 platinum, Percy's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Desdemona.
Desdemona.
Same last name. ...
You are not convinced.
Oh.
18 meets it, beats it. She rolled an 18 as well. So.
Percy's just gonna smile and, like, give her a gold piece. And then walk back to the table.
She kind of just, like, looks at the gold piece, smirks, and heads up to the bar with her hand in the air. Attempt to get the bartender's attention. About this time, a waiter and 2 waitresses arrive with the platters of food and drink and mugs, plates, the bottles of wine, smattering of all these different foods that were described, and then some, quite a few more on the vegetable end there. Cedri will get you taken care of.
Oh, can you pass me that? Can you pass me the God, it's so hard to get everything around. Someone should make something to make it easier to get things
We can,
on
like,
this table.
rotate.
Yeah.
We should work on that next time we're both in 6 spells.
Another project, but sure. All right, let's see.
Of my area of expertise.
I don't think it'd be that hard. It's just a platform and then maybe
That's
a couple
wheel.
bearings. Yeah. Wait, are bearings in universe? Do bearings exist? Ball bearings exist.
Yeah.
Because you have that for rogues, yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine a Lazy Susan where it's like like a ridge and then there's like a bunch of ball bearings and then it's like sitting on top of that with another ridge?
What you're telling me is a fidget spinner on top of a table.
Isn't that just what a Lazy Susan is anyway?
Pretty much,
It's like level.
it's a simpler fidget spinner.
Useless Lazy Susan.
You're telling me you guys have never been to a restaurant and just spin that bitch where the food
Exactly.
lands, it lands?
Anyway.
Zidri's gonna intentionally kind of like pass food out to people and kind of like reach over and like try to whisper a little bit and just say, I really do think that we probably need to manage our conversations a little bit better in a place like this. Nice establishment, bad people. And then he'll kind of move back with a piece of bread.
Percy handled it admirably.
very lucky we weren't implicated in that one. Blame it on Infernus, right?
Oh, definitely.
Why would you blame anything?
I'm saying that I can only assume that it was somebody at this table, because they were very specifically taking notes about us.
No. Maybe our Mr. X friend isn't as far away as we thought.
Well, I was just assuming that it was Percy, given how well she handled it.
I don't do simplify magic like that. I'm more of the light show type.
You know, speaking of simplified magic, do you mind getting a round of prestidigitations around here? If we're talking about not keeping eyes on us, we don't want to, be looking any dirtier.
Oh, what's going to be more eye-catching? You all suddenly magically, sparkly becoming clean?
I think the stench in the side alone, actually, I would like to be sparkling clean.
Actually,
So
I
you
would
can
just
only
like to get a shower.
prestidigitate only so much for as beaten and battered as half of you are.
Ah, it's a cantrip, come on!
Truly.
I do think we are due also to a trip to a bathhouse tonight. And then a wonderful long rest.
Yeah, I was meaning more on the open wounds portion.
Oh,
It'll also help cleaning our wounds.
So, I can't believe anything. Isn't that crazy?
What do you mean you can't believe anything?
Just, sometimes life just seems so absurd. One moment, you're coming into a rot-infested, dragon hostage town, and then, you're fighting a big fucking worm that wants to be everyone's friend and brainwashes them, and then some fucking maniac comes out of the woods with swords for arms, kidnaps somebody, and then it's, experimentations going around. It's... You ever miss when you were just killing, bad guys?
Right, yeah, I missed way back when we were trapped on an interdimensional plane. That was so simple.
I didn't mean like that. I meant, highwaymen and robbers and, Jesus Christ, people are fucked up out here. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Kiesel, look me in the eye. Ever since we've known each other, when has our life ever been simple?
It's like we got on that boat and our lives just completely changed.
I'm going to take the question you asked, but I will not answer them out of preservation to not self-implicate myself into anything that you would like to use to be making a point to this conversation. So your question is acknowledged.
I think that in and of itself is a point.
I'm pleading to not incriminate against myself, and that has to be alright somewhere. I don't have to talk to everybody.
No, but you just incriminated yourself because you just said that all this stuff is happening because we're around Ashmane, but it is not just the area around Ashmane. We've been to so many different places with crazy stuff.
I don't think you said around Ashmane.
No, Ashmane it's like a little weird. Like people are sick, and then this happened in this town, and then in between the towns, and then even the time before. I'm just saying, the last time we came across some dude who wanted to pick a fight in Six Bills, I just told him to fuck off, or I'd gut him like a fish, and that was enough for him to shit his pants. You tell that to that motherfucker flying in the sky, and he's going to start you know what I mean, like.
Well, he's dead now.
He is. I guess we unleash Armageddon on him. Regardless, I don't know. I was just...
Yes. I think let's accept that is... Our life is always going to be just a little bit weird, given our line of work. And celebrate, eat this delicious food. This absolutely delicious food. His muscles are amazing. You haven't tried them yet.
Oh yeah, I've had 4.
And celebrate our last night with Percy, and then tomorrow we can go to the Adventurers Guild, and perhaps the Oracle.
I don't know. Maybe I've just been more sentimental, but I don't know. Part of me yearns when life wasn't so weird, and I don't know. I think I've just been feeling very emotional lately, like a little child.
Well,
Well,
Kiesel,
perhaps the
I was gonna say, Kiesel, ever since our lives got, I guess what you would call weird, we've saved so many people. We've done so much good all together.
I guess.
I mean, I don't think I was doing half as well when I didn't know any of you.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's gotta count for something.
yes, and yes. I think perhaps when we get home, we are due for another proper long break and rest and preparing ourselves instead of running from one harebrained trip to another.
You should stifle the sentimentality for now, though, Kiesel. Because, I mean, though it's a last night with Percy, it doesn't mean it's the last time that we're going to see you. And he'll give a tiny, like, thumbs up over towards Percy.
Oh, it'll be hard for you all to get rid of me.
Kiesel will kind of like roll his eyes at that.
Oh no, we'd never want to get rid of you. This is just a see you later, not a goodbye.
Exactly.
Yes, of course.
Well then, we can shove all that back in the box. Have we opened the wine yet?
I was just about to do that.
And can we get something fucking disgusting for Yofrede to drink? I don't think wine's going to be up to his speed.
It's a bit rich for his blood.
I don't think he'll mind as long as he gets him drunk.
Yeah, no. He just might drink more of it than the rest of us.
Yeah, if we could maybe actually put some barrels on tap instead of just the bottle.
It'll be fine.
We can drunk.
Do
Alright.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy a night of good food, good friends, good drinks. You drink as far as you so choose. I'm not going to make you roll because you choose your cutoff point. If you're going to drink until you get to that point, then so be it. If not, if you want to roll, we can. But
Alfred
I don't think
will-
anybody's concerned about hangovers at this point. It's drink away the stain of the last week.
Yeah. Just have at it.
Yeah.
How are the rooms looking when we get up there?
You gonna go check them out?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
what's going to be the splits?
Were
what's
the
gonna be
keys-
the three?
Yeah, if the keys were handed out, eventually Zedri would have, like, put them down and said, like, how are we going to split these up?
Who wants the room with me and Cybil?
Yofrede puts his hand up.
Oh yeah, like old times.
Yeah. Maybe you can even catch an exercise with the dog early morning with me.
I don't think I can keep up with you, Yofrede.
As long as you wake up early, we can go at your own speed.
I can stay with Percy if it's okay if we co-ed.
You're always a welcome guest in my life.
Kiesel will look over to Salinas, and I guess that leaves you and me.
Well, as always.
I do have to
Uh-huh.
ask you all what you think of the vampire woman.
Other than the fact that she's obviously traumatized, and we kind of let her walk around by herself, quirky.
Harmless enough.
She seems very nice.
All of those things are the exact things that worry me.
Like she's too nice.
Well, I mean, this we don't know very much yet, and
Look, we didn't say she was sticking
Said
around.
that if it makes
oh,
you
no.
feel any better, we're going to be meeting up with her tomorrow. I can take a little poke around her brain and make sure there's nothing wrong going on.
Well, maybe we could just get to know her.
That's the better way of poking around her brain instead of, all of that.
It seems less intrusive.
I think all of us here wouldn't, we've all had people poke around on our brains enough lately.
Gets to
For
the
a
truth of
lifetime.
it pretty quickly, but I
Well-
understand the sentiment of doing things that way.
I can understand the concern. It is strange for, to find another random adventurer with their blood being drained in a sarcophagus inside the lab of a mad scientist. Putting all that together does paint a very gruesome picture.
But I mean, that could have
Yes.
easily been one of us.
It could have been. It was almost me.
Right, so why I guess I'm trying to understand why we're so
Apprehensive?
yeah. I can't find the right word, I guess. Overly cautious, but with a hint of
Paranoia?
Paranoia, yeah. That's the word.
That's a bit of a theme with us, unfortunately. But once again, she's not here right now. It's a problem we can deal with in the morning. No?
I do just want to say this, that trustworthiness is one of the most important things that Okarians value. And if she truly is from the underground and she's telling us the truth, then great. But I think that all of us cannot deny that our trust has been eroded by a lot of different things. And just it's really hard to garner it at this point with someone new. And I kind of just want to stick to those that I know. But I'm willing to give it a try if it's what all of you want. As I said before, I'm not going to make an unpopular decision, and it's up to the group.
I mean,
Sure.
trust is a very valuable currency. And paranoia is a very valuable tool. I mean, I think it's kept us all alive up until this point. But I don't know. I felt like ever since we got out of the tavern, I've had a little bit more of a trusting shift. Everyone's in the shit. Everyone, everyone is just trying to survive, and if we needn't make it hard on ourselves or other people, then fuck it. Anybody else wanting to survive and do good is going to be just as good enough.
I remember the days whenever we made a pact that we weren't going to stay inside of an inn anymore, but we have found ourselves in a few too many buildings.
Which, to my question, Alfred, you were gone from one of our buildings.
Oh, right,
Oh.
they did something to you.
Where did you go?
Oh, well, I think that might be a conversation for not the
yes,
not
yes,
the
yes.
not the dinner table.
Right.
Given what
I-
he has said to me.
I will say this on the topic of trust and strangers. Remember, it was a week ago. None of you even knew I existed, and now we are drinking and eating like old comrades. So don't be afraid to take those chances. Who knows, they might save your ass one day. And she'll elbow Ilfridir.
As
Right.
you all have saved my life before.
We've all saved each other plenty, Fredir.
Yes.
You know, maybe that's how we do it. We come to Lonen blown to bits, and if she decides to help us, that's the entry. You know, that's where the friendship starts.
Seems a little bit extreme.
I think
mean-
maybe a conversation would be the better place to start.
Am I too
Indeed.
trusting?
Just a
Yes.
slight
Oh.
bit.
You really shouldn't give your name and home address to every single individual upon your first meeting them.
I mean, if anything, why don't you also tell them that you were slapped on the ass as a baby? I mean, what else other information are they missing?
I don't
Your
think
name's
I was.
Alfred. Your name's from Eagle Fall. Your last name is Yates. And you love the color. Let's call it red.
And your middle initial is A.
What more do they need to know about you?
My favorite color is blue.
You know, indeed.
Alfred, you are perhaps the most genuine-hearted person in this room currently, maybe even in this town. Don't stop being you, but maybe don't give every creepy stranger you meet your full name and the place where your family reside.
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking of how Zedri's feeling right now, and it seems like there's a lot of turmoil there with you, and
Doesn't have to rub up on you. It's fine. It's not contagious.
no, but I mean, if I trust too much, have you found a reason to not trust this person?
Just because there's the absence of not trust does not mean that there's the presence of trust. It's a scale. You can be neutral.
Huh?
Look, I think this has been a long night, or a long day for all of
I
us.
agree.
We need a good rest.
We need.
I'm going to finish off
I
this
do think-
bottle of wine.
Well,
And then
Don't be
we
in a
should all
rush,
go
let
to
me-
bed. Truly.
don't be in a rush to finish it. Let me help you, because I'm on the verge of being very tipsy and buzzed.
I might already
I
be
think we should
there.
all go to bed.
Sure, all are taking in your drinks and having this conversation about how gullible Alfred is. Not too trusting, put it that way. A middle-aged goblin woman comes walking up to the table. Doesn't appear to be one of the waitstaff. There is a goblin amongst the waitstaff, but dressed in pretty simple black robes, has a red sash, like a scarf wrapped around the neck that then wraps down across her chest. She comes walking up. It looks very humble. Hello, good sirs and ma'am.
Hello.
How may we help you?
You look like good folk, visitors to the local establishments. Seem to be doing quite well for yourself. Looks like a very nice spread put together. Sorry, I don't mean to point out your obvious good fortune, but I represent a faction of the local church looking for, if you would mind making a small donation towards the congregation of Infernus.
Of Infernus, of course.
Insight
Cedric-
check.
Yeah, just a quick insight check.
Just a quick insight.
Zedri's gonna grab like Alfred's kind of like upper arm, just ever so slightly.
How? How?
And he's gonna incite this person.
We're all so bad. We've all been drinking. That's the problem.
I would say
How did
you guys, if you've all been drinking, you're probably all disadvantaged at this point.
The rolls speak for themselves. Oh my
Yeah, we all rolled 5.
And the rolls speak for themselves.
Yeah.
The rolls.
Seems genuine. No reason to be alarmed.
So we'll pull out a few gold.
I do need good grace with fairness.
Percy will pull out 10 gold and hand it over.
Alfred will pull out the last of his gold, all 23 of it.
Zedri will put 2 plat.
Alfred!
Kiesel will drop in to one up Percy, a gold and a plat.
Oh,
Thank 7
you.
gold
Lovely.
to even out my gold right now.
All right. So what's our total?
11, 20...
23.
I did 7.
Oh, how much each of us are giving?
What's the total amongst all of you? Okay, Zedri,
I gave 2 plat, so 20 golds.
20. Okay.
So
And you got 7. Okay. Alfred.
23.
Okay.
11.
11.
Percy.
10.
10.
How much
Yofridir.
from Yofridir?
Yeah. He comes back and he's like, "Why are my pockets
What?
empty?" The Church of Infernus demands.
Mind
Would
you,
you
3
offer
of
to
us worship.
I think most people would
Infernus
go
here.
and look at, if Kiesel gives, you kind of gotta give, because if that guy's giving money to somebody, Yofridir would be on board, I think, would be
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yofridir... Let's see. Sorry, Jeff. You're being charitable tonight. Inventory... Bro. Yofridir gives 5 gold pieces.
Okay. So, 76 gold
Seems
pieces
reasonable.
amongst the party.
And we just got our ass fucking
Damn.
scammed.
Oh, bless you all. That is a very, very nice donation. My blessings of Infernus to you all, as she quickly turns and out the door.
I want to turn towards.
Did we
like,
just get scammed?
Well, I hope that we don't just donate it to a church.
Oh look,
I better go to Infernus or I will. Oh god.
if the gods are watching, then we donate it, right? And it doesn't go to the Church of Infernus. We still get good grace with Infernus because we were led to believe it was for a charitable cause. And if it does go to Infernus, even better.
You can't try to rationalize it, Kiesel.
We got scammed. I know. It's
We. Yes.
I
Yes.
don't think we
In order to answer you, I don't think that I have all of the reasons to go ahead and trust this individual.
oh fuck! You get scammed one time, and now it's like
No,
you
it's not.
can't
It's not one time.
trust.
It was
We're
Winter was
drunk.
inside of the cage whenever we were underground, and so I don't understand how I literally stepped up to her and I healed her, and she gave that pitiful like thank you so much, and it was the bitch the whole time. So yeah, my trust has been eroded a little bit, and I think it's well founded to be suspicious of everybody, except for Infinite. Don't make me question my god, though. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is actually quite fucked up to go to a table with 2 fire hearts and be like, oh, I'm asked.
Yeah,
Of course
well-
they said Infernus if it's a
Whoa,
scam. They know
whoa.
exactly what.
Wait,
I'm really drunk.
It's not too late. We can go and beat that person up.
Wait, no. I turned her the
Let's-
female
No.
fire heart.
Oh, so
Did you
now
get
when
scammed?
when you're-
Did she
how
come
we-
after
how-
you too?
Bitch, I gave her 11 gold in total. She did.
Did
That was a
the
platinum
but did
gold.
the female fire heart pay?
Can I just
Look,
Can I just grab Kiesel by the ear and start dragging him upstairs?
no, I'm sitting down.
All right, you're drunk. You're drunk. You're drunk. We're going to bed.
No.
You're drunk.
No,
You know,
We're not going to
possibly.
go beat up a goblin lady. You're
I
drunk.
didn't really
Go to
have that
bed.
many friends when I was younger. I guess I am a little too trusting. Maybe I don't know how to discern who's good and who's not.
Hey,
Honestly, with all the shit that I went through when I was probably about the same age as, I like that you're trusting. It means that the world hasn't fucked you over from the time you were born.
Look, if we are a group
Thanks.
if we are a gaggle of individuals who are too untrusting, we do need you to be the most trusting. Yofred is the most neutral when it comes to trust. Me, Salinas, and Zedri are a little bit more on the dark side of trust. Me, not so much anymore, but you get the point. So for you to be nice and polite and to be trusting is a very good quality, because you have the rest of us to make sure you don't lose your head.
Okay. That
You
sounds
know-
like a good idea.
Yes, I had many brothers and sisters growing up, but you're
Wait,
cool.
how many?
Ah,
Did I know this?
did you know this? Is anybody taking notes behind us? That's the question. I was the eldest of 4.
Or
4.
this like
Why?
including yourself?
No, the eldest of. Does that include me?
that would include you if you said it like that.
Traditionally, yes, that would include you.
Look, childbirth rates in Tulare have been awful up until recently, so it could have been 5, but I'm going to settle on 4.
Are you unsure?
I'm not insured. Should I be?
No?
Then yes. I'm pretty sure that it's. I don't know. Yes, no, but the youngest baby brother, the baby sister, the elder sister, and then me. I'll settle on that. So yes, 4 siblings. Anyway, regardless, Alfred, you are counted amongst one of them now, so you can be my 5th. Actually, and 6th and 7th and 8th and well, you're leaving, but we can still count you in as 9th. The point being is that I would chop anybody's head off for the rest of you, even if you all do give your first names out regularly. I have like 4 fake names I keep in the chamber at all times.
4?
When you need
What?
to.
When?
Sometimes around 6 spells, mostly in Avaria.
Hey, Alfred.
Okay.
You said that thing about how you missed your birthday, right?
Yeah, it was like 5 days ago, I think.
Oh my gosh, so we've got to go ahead and celebrate your birthday then.
Well, we've been celebrating his birthday all night.
No, it
Yes.
wasn't for you.
We-
And a
we-
birthday special, and it has to be specifically for you. All that, I'll share it with my siblings and shit like that. No, it's specifically individually for you. So we need to celebrate you. And then the see you later party for Percy separate from that.
So, I like that. Then we can party twice in a week. What do you want to do? Do you want to go streaking? Do you want to run to the pools? Do you want to, like, tip over a cow or something?
Honestly, I don't know. When I was home and younger, my birthday, we had like a meal for it, and people would come by, but honestly, just it always felt so lonely. Like it never really was just about me. It was just having this party.
Alfred, did you felt lonely tonight?
Lonely? No. I felt confused.
Well,
No, I
don't
mean,
really have a good gift for you, unfortunately, but perhaps I can go ask the Oliver waiter see if they have some cake or dessert, something.
What's
oh,
your favorite
uh,
type of dessert, Alfred?
it's this like uh egg-based dessert. You take it and you make this sort of like almost uh bouncy structure with the egg, and you like flip it upside down, and there's like a sauce on top, and it's hard to describe, but it's really good.
Does it have a name?
They call
So
it
we could
flan.
ask the wait. Okay, so we could maybe ask for the waiter for something more than bouncy egg
No.
with a
No.
sauce on top.
Do you think the server would appreciate if we wrote her very clear instructions, step by step, on how to make it? Surely she wouldn't find any offense to that, right?
I think perhaps we perhaps we just ask to see if they have it, and if not, we just try and get some other kind of dessert for tonight.
You're missing the point of all of this. I said that the birthday dinner has to be it has to be special, right? And it has to be individual for you. So the night's already been tainted because we're already saying like goodbye, see you later, right? To Percy. So here's what I've got. My dad is a great cook, and I bet you he could go ahead and make something like that. So, how about we go ahead and do a family dinner, because my family knows how to celebrate an individual birthday party, and we can just go ahead and do that instead.
So, okay. Your family seems very great, but would they be appreciate? Because they're a little like bourgeois. Would they appreciate all these drunk people being like, birthday party?
No, get Tana to ask him,
Well,
obviously.
it's not
Oh!
not
And
tonight.
You're not doing it tonight.
Then
Exactly.
what do we? Wait, so we're not fucking partying all night?
No, we can't do it tonight because the night's already a different celebration. And Alfred said that he didn't
No,
feel
we
special.
are partying all night.
We are partying all night, but it's not like we're gonna tag along Alfred to it. We'll save
Right,
that for
right.
Yeah. Oh god, my god, you're so fucking smart, girl.
Can you wait a little bit longer, Alfred?
Yeah, I mean, my birthday's never really been anything special to me.
Hey, you shut the fuck up.
It's
It
gonna
will
be.
be.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Zedric
Yo.
goes to high five Kiesel.
And we're like,
Alfred, you're very special. You deserve the most special birthday.
although if
Oh,
you're asking
thank
for
you.
presents, I'm pretty sure you could invent something. So we can find you something, but not mechanical. You know, it's like giving a musician like a lute. It's like, I already have the Yamaha lute. Like, it's fine. You know, like, cool. You know what I mean? So okay. Regardless, back on topic. I
Uh-huh.
love you guys. What the fuck are we doing right after this? And like right now, like what are
We're
we doing?
going to
I want to
we're
sleep.
going to bed.
Oh fuck! I'm just so hyped on this already. No.
Oh, can we have a story time though? Because I do want to know what happened with you, Alfred. I thought you
Well,
just went
we
around
said-
the
like I
corner.
said-
No. It
Well,
can be up in the
the
room. We can
table.
have a private time. That's fine.
Let's go up to the room. Let's go up to the room. Yes.
Okay,
let's pay our
let's-
tab and go up the room.
Well, let's get a couple more bottles.
Yeah, Percy's already like going up to the bar to get 3 more bottles of wine.
I'm gonna stumble up like behind Percy. Do like a white, and then I'm not a dry. It's not my, just fuck
we'll-
it.
We'll get what we get. We'll get us drunk.
Indeed.
She'll give another gold for 3 bottles
Okay.
of wine.
They're happy to accommodate.
We're all heading up, I
Let's
suppose.
go.
Head up to the rooms. Rooms. Alfred asked earlier. So now we're finally there. So
We are there.
Yes.
decent size, but honestly, as good, if not better, than the rooms back in your house. 10 by 15. Nice table and a chair with in between two beds in each of them. Nice, as close to a mattress as you're going to find anywhere.
So the
Best
next-
guess, some sort of feather stuffed
Ooh.
mattress and nice sheets. No signs of stains or anything like that to make you suspect. It looks like they clean these things pretty regularly. Pretty nice, pretty damn nice accommodations, especially given the price.
So next question is, whose room are we all piling into for this conversation?
Cybil's
I'm going
room.
to his room.
Just in case you guys end up punching the crap out of each other again, we need to know.
So,
Too
which is
soon.
Alfred's room? Wait, which rooms do we get? Do we get rooms at the end of the hall? Do we get rooms on the sides of the hall?
There's 2 on each side. You have 3 of the rooms, so 2 on one side, 1 on the other.
Okay, Alfred will take the one on the side that is singular. If that makes
We're just all
sense.
piling into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question: did we get a
Whoever's
short
next goes.
rest from our meal?
Actually, no. Alfred will take the one that has our room adjacent because he wants to make sure that no one else can hear.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, that is smart. Regardless.
Regardless.
That scared the shit out of me. That almost sobered up drunk Kiesel.
Do you want to roll some hit die? So, only to lose him from being poisoned.
I'm struggling to find my drinking rolls anywhere, so I was going to have you guys roll con saves. But we're hitting both ends of the spectrum there with those hit dice.
7, 1, 7, 3, 6. It's a mixed bag.
It is, but we have enough to spare.
Alright. Retire to one of the rooms upstairs, pile in there, and 3 more bottles of wine, whatever was left of the bottles of wine you had from before. Whatever odds and ends of food was still left over, could so choose to take with you.
Yeah,
And
Alfred's got a love of
at
bread.
that point, you guys have been drinking into the night pretty well. There wasn't much of a crowd left. About 3 individuals. The Fireheart that you dealt with earlier is gone. The Goblin had left immediately after talking to you. And, yeah, 2 humans left still sitting at a table. Both look about as far drunk as you guys were headed before you guys headed upstairs.
Once everyone's settled down in the room, person like, so, where did you go, Alfred?
Well, it was awful. Everyone, I went back to the inn, basically. I was in the throne room.
Oh,
Um,
well, that is much worse than I thought.
A throne room in an inn?
So, Percy, to catch you up, back when we were stuck with the Dreamer, we were going through all these different rooms and whatnot, and one of them was a long banquet hall that we each individually we were seeing our families and friends and loved ones, and that's when we all made our decisions. This time, however, it was empty except for one candle lit at the end of the table. I walked up to it. I snuffed out the candle. I heard the dreamer talk to me and basically just reminded me of my deal. I got mad at him. I hit the candle, and for some reason, when I hit the candle, it hurt. Um, and when I looked down at my hands from throwing the candle, it it looked like blood. I
That's
don't know what any of it
concerning.
means. And a little while later, I was back where I started, in the hallway.
Percy is gonna go over to him and just wrap him in a hug.
Just sort of like lean into her.
Infernus bless you.
I don't want to be back there anymore.
I know. I don't want you back there. I
We
don't
know.
want any of you back there.
To get rid of this
We're
mark.
going. Yes, we are.
You didn't touch anything, right? They were just like banished, gone.
What do you mean touched? I mean, I knocked that candle.
No, like before you even got there. Like what took you there?
I don't know. I was just transported. It was. DM, do I recall seeing myself get banished? I'm having trouble remembering myself.
You wouldn't have known there was like any sort of spell casting going on.
Yeah, no, one moment I was there in the hallway, and next moment I was in in the banquet hall.
So he's coming to collect. He's ready to make an emergence. And now he's going to collect on all those bargains that he's probably been collecting.
Did you see either Winter or Sydney while you were you were in the hallway before you went?
You would have saw Winter.
Yeah, I had seen Winter. Do you think?
Can Percy make an Arcana check to see if this sounds like a type of magic she's heard of before? Being able to send someone to a different plane of existence?
Sure.
Alright. Percy's really drunk tonight.
I think
So you would not be familiar with it with an
Okay.
11.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
think
with a nat
that's-
one.
Yeah, with a nat one.
I think that we hopefully tomorrow night we can have some time after speaking with the Oracle and the Adventurers Guild, maybe Virilia. Hopefully we will have a better idea of what to do about that mark behind your ear, Alfred.
Right. Kiesel, you said something about coming to collect, and that made me think. What is he collecting for? Because there's one thing to have a deal and to want to have that deal upheld, but I don't know, the way you said it almost makes me think that there might be something that he's trying to do.
I don't know. I don't want to be rubbing it in your face. I did not make any deals with this devil. But I mean, I think you said it, or maybe Vault said the same thing. Somebody said the same thing. Where the entity told you, when I need you, I will come and you will heed the call, or something like that. You know, like, oh, we'll make you a deal, and then he's going to collect on it, and then you're going to need to do what he needs you to do, and so that's what I'm thinking. At least is that now, whatever this thing is planning, he's going to start making moves. Like I said, that's why I wanted to know if you touched anything like a magic ball or like a book, and then all of a sudden it transported. If this was at random and there's no other explanation for it, then that's the only thing that I can speculate and particularize.
Well,
I
maybe
mean,
he was trying to get somebody else and he accidentally grabbed you.
Oh, I don't think this entity makes accidents.
And I don't think
No.
that he don't. I think he must have a plan,
Definitely.
and I think that is part of what of the larger picture that we are missing
That's
on
why.
what he is and what he wants.
That's why we're staying together as a group, though, to make sure that anything that happens, anything that you made to do, anything like that, we can help to fix it. Nothing's irreversible.
right, but what are we gonna do if, like, I get transported again?
Then we'll do everything to bring you back.
And you keep the willpower that you had to tell him to fuck off again.
Don't hit a candle again, though. That's weird that it, was it like a prickly sensation? Or what?
It's like I hit it and then there was like something inside me also rang true.
And always
Like-
an odd choice for a fire heart. The flame of Infernus.
Not sure that there's a Alfred. We're going to do everything we can to fix that. But if he comes calling before we do, I need you to be willing to accept the fact that you might not have a choice.
Alfred will just slowly nod along. Right.
If you do, you tell him where to go shove it.
I will. I will. Don't worry.
Percy, he can tell him to go shove it all he wants, but if this is the kind this kind of deal, if Dreamer means to collect, I don't think Alfred gets a choice in the matter.
As he had no choice being teleported.
Mm.
He
Yeah.
was still able to tell him to fuck off, so
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
The Dreamer said hadn't collected yet.
I have to find a way to kill him.
All right. I mean, that is one way to do it, but like, perhaps we just focus on scrubbing that little crescent moon from behind your ear first.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I'll try that first. But that seems like the most simple and sure way to do it. I have to end him before he ends me.
Well, if you do what he asks, I don't think he will.
You have to make sure he still needs you. So he doesn't.
Or you just have to do what he tells you until the deal is complete. It was only for one favor. You do him the favor, and then you are
Yeah, but if the
not
favor...
under any obligations anymore.
Yeah, but if the favor involves, I don't know, summoning this creature to materialize, I don't know if you want to really.
And one favor
choices
can
are
be made
between
up
that
of a
and being-
series. Oh, go ahead.
So, yes, I hear you, but if it's between that and death, what I'm going to advocate for.
One favor can be a series of very unsavory tasks. I would say it is something you'll have to make your judgment when the time comes calling. I will do everything I can to find information back in the city, see if any of my friends in the darker underbellies of various places can get me anything, but we're not going to let him hurt you, Alfred.
And the biggest thing that you can do is make sure that whatever you are forced to do or whatever you have to choose to do, that you do not let him break the kind and trustworthy and strong-willed personality that you have, because it's what makes you uniquely you.
I'm not gonna do what he asks. Because, I mean, I talked about this earlier, kind of. All the things that we have done in our weird lives together, it's brought so many people joy and saved so many lives. How could I live with myself if I were to go the opposite and bring about some destruction that takes away some of those same lives that I worked so hard to save?
We already did it. The entirety of Maidenthorn. I mean, we left that place without truly figuring out what happened before the entire fungi thing. So,
Right, but we always do as best as we can, and we always have a choice, and we always have the ability to go and do a little bit more if we really feel like we could. With this,
This is going to
with this, I don't know if I don't know if I can. Like, I can live with what I do. Just the thought of it is scary.
kind of gently take Alfred by the shoulders. Alfred, true, we have helped many people. Do not think that you deserve, for once, to choose the option that helps you.
And if this person is as powerful as we think that they are, whatever that they need help with is something that will endanger me as well anyway.
We don't know that yet.
No. And that's what I'm scared of. I'm not strong enough, Selenas. Like, I literally have a suit right now that is making me stronger because I am so weak.
Alfred, Alfred, I've never been able to lift things either.
Certainly, if
We
come...
if we have to drag and carry you over this finish line, we will.
If you're worried about being too weak, you can always come with me and Zedri sometime.
I mean,
It is not your physical strength we're talking about, though, either. It's your mental strength, it's your heart, it's your willpower, all of that. The dreamer won't be able to take that down. He can't.
You won't.
he won't.
And Alfred, you aren't doing this by yourself anymore.
Is there any more wine left?
I don't think we've been drinking any of the bottles. I don't think they've even been opened.
Alfred will uncork one and go until someone pulls the bottle from his hand.
I'll look at Percy and be like, do you want to get the other one?
So uncork one of the other ones and let him take the first chug.
We have glasses that we grabbed?
Glug, 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 glug.
We do,
No.
but we don't
okay.
care.
Okay, Zidri's gonna come up. Zidri's gonna sit over by Alfred then, and he is going to go ahead and slowly pull the bottle away and pour Alfred a proper glass.
And
And
a little spit trail when you pull it out from him.
And just,
How much of the bottle do you think I would have gotten through before?
With your con.
I have a
And I-
+3 to my con.
Con wouldn't be the issue. That'd just be how fast can you guzzle. I don't think Alfred has much training in that department, probably.
I imagine Percy, Kiesel, and Joferdir are sharing a bottle between each other, not bothering with a glass.
Oh, no. No.
All of you give me con saves.
Awesome.
Oh, 11 is my
Oof.
number tonight.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use the inspo on this because this is actually important. I actually kind of want to be lucid for this, and it is meant to be that I feel this.
I think it's
Leave it
time
to
for us to go
Joferdir.
to bed.
Joferdir and Kiesel are the only ones that succeed, so...
Well, Salinas hasn't started drinking again.
Oh, they're putting the two drunkest people in the same room tonight.
I'm still tipsy,
So-
but I don't think I'm getting anything past tipsy.
Alfred takes 12 poison damage.
Poison?
Percy takes 13. And Cedri, the last one, I think. 13.
Sounds good.
I think it's time we go to bed.
Yeah, that sounds great. And Alfred will lean back and his head will hit the pillow behind him. Or maybe. He'll just lean back and see where he lands on the bed.
Don't gauge it well. Kind of a bank off the wall and then down to the pillow.
Oof. Oh.
Not a rough hit, but just a slide down the side.
Zidri is going to stumble and try to help Alfred right himself in the bed. And as he does that, he's going to kind of like haphazardly kind of like move the covers over. Zidri likes to keep his feet out of the blanket, so he's going to do the same for Alfred. But he's going to lean down to Alfred and just say, hey, I'm really, really drunk right now. And I'm also really, really sorry that you're the one
Sorry.
who has to do all of this optimism stuff. Because it's so easy. It's so easy to be suspicious of everybody and just not like people. But it takes a lot more. Takes a lot more to be nice, and I wanna share that burden with you. And he'll like put his hand on like Alfred's shoulder as best as he can. The perception is a little bit off.
Yeah, Alfred will try and like grab the hand with both of his hands and go, Cedric, you're so nice. You don't need to worry about being nice. You're like one of the nicest guys I know, and you're always someone that I can count on.
Right. No, I absolutely wanted to kill Lonan when we had the chance. So I don't think that I'm too much of a nice person anymore. But
Oh,
I'm gonna do a little bit better.
but you didn't.
I didn't.
You didn't. That's good.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, I understand. Things have been rough, and you've had it rough.
No, you've had it rough.
And
No, you.
well, no, I mean you lost part of your horn, and you nearly died a few times just recently, even, and
We've all died
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit. I mean, multiple times. There was that one time that it was you, and we had to like cremate you. Sorry to send you off to bed with that, but it's not like we're gonna be dreaming anyway.
Well, I mean, at least if you cremated me, I was with Infernus. That's all that matters. Infernus be with you, Zedri. I love you.
I'm fine to be with you too. And Zedri's just gonna let his arm like sit underneath Alfred's hands and just collapse into a hug on top of Alfred.
And from the background,
You guys
hear,
give me
"Infernus,"
disadvantage stealth checks.
and from behind you guys, you hear her say, "Infernus be with you." She's not holding anything. She's just drunk.
How is that better than my con save?
Yay!
You guys are like hearing one half of the conversation as Alfred is just talking at a fairly normal volume, but Zedri's actually able to manage the really constrained whisper throughout that whole conversation.
Oh yeah, no, Alfred's not. I guess I didn't really have to roll a stealth check. I wasn't trying to be stealthy. Alfred's just talking.
Jofridir and Kiesel, you're both feeling quite brave and full of vigor, while everybody else starts to get a little bit more tipsy, sloppy drunk. Other than Salinas.
Where is it? Yeah, where is everyone? Where is everyone going at this point
Like a 6.
in their drunken states?
Alfred's like a 8 or a 9. I mean, he
So-
had like most of that bottle of wine that he just guzzled down.
So our
Yeah,
rooms are
Alfred and
this
Alfred and
one-
Zedri are passed out in this room, right?
Heading there.
Not yet, maybe.
I don't know if he's passed out on top of Alfred. He's pretty
Oh,
close
okay.
to it though. He's like mumbling a little bit.
It wasn't a collapsed passed out. It was a collapse just kind of
Yeah.
into him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like you were falling asleep there.
That's how you find us in the morning.
Same exact position. We haven't moved at all.
It wouldn't surprise me. That's why I was asking.
So our rooms are this one, the one next to it, and the one across the hall. So whose room have we been in this entire time?
We've been in Alfred's room.
Alfred and
Yes.
Jofridir's room.
Alfred and Jofridir. Who wants to take the one across the hall? Do you want
I'll
that
say
one to be Zedri and Percy? Oh, okay. So Salinas and Kiesel.
Yeah.
And Zedri and Percy can be the one next door. Unless Zedri's just gonna sleep there, then
Percy gets her own room.
Percy gets her own room.
Yeah.
She'll try to get Zedri to come with her.
Zedri's gonna stand up. He's gonna like taking Percy's concerns into account and just look at Alfred and say, Do you want me to sleep in here tonight?
Sure.
Good duck. I'll go ahead and turn to Percy and say, "You heard him. I'm gonna be in here tonight, but it's fine. I'll get some good rest."
Percy will turn to you. Ferdy is like, I guess we're bunking.
I'm a heavy snorer.
Amazing. I've heard worse. Let's go.
You ever heard your snores? Which is funny because I'm the one that always bugs with you over here.
As people are breaking off to their rooms, Salinas will, if Kiesel needs it, help him over to our room.
Yeah, Kiesel's good.
You're too
Okay.
kind.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna head over to their room too.
I think I will join you in a bit. I just wanted to get some fresh air.
Not planning on doing anything foolish.
I don't think the glaive's necessary, if that's what we're talking about.
Sure.
I'll be
I
back.
pat you on the shoulder.
You'll hear
Will
from
you be
me
in here.
Definitely. Feel free to check in if it's
Um,
been longer than an hour or two.
Yeah, Salinas is actually going to sit down and take an hour and begin a ritual he hasn't done in many months, which is a slow prayer to Aurora, burning incense and slowly summoning back his familiar.
Ooh.
Same form.
Yeah, same form.
Okay. You send your prayer out, and as you complete your casting, kind of materializing out of the space in front of you, Galfrank, kind of like Cheshire Cat style. You get the smile that just slowly materializes the rest of the body behind.
It didn't. I'm gonna give him a few pets. What are we going to do with them? And just scratching around his ears. Keep an eye on them. Said they're in Alfred for me tonight. I'm worried about them. It's kind of is after about an hour is if Kiesel's not back, Salinas will let the cat out to wait at Alfred and Zedri's door, and head downstairs to try to find Kiesel if he's not back by then.
Are you back by then?
How long would it take?
What are you doing?
How long would it take me to backtrack and get to those fucking baths?
To get back to what?
The baths.
The
that
public
we-
bathhouse.
Oh.
Public.
The springs?
He's
The
like, I
only
need a shower.
Your biggest problem would be not knowing where they're at. But if you go down and talk to the bartender, would point you to Merchant Way. Probably take you a good half hour to get there.
Okay. While I'm talking to the bartender, Hey, I appreciate the directions. Where are you from?
Local. Born and raised.
Ah, neat. Well,
You?
me, Avaria.
Yeah. Don't see a lot of folk from there.
Not a lot of folk like to leave.
Fair enough.
Thanks for the help. And I'll turn and head off in that direction. All by my
Okay.
lonesome. The only weapon Kiesel would have on him is his knife. I would have left the glaive. So here I am in like my outfit with the fucking armor on, and like a cloak. But that's it. I'll kind of wrap the cloak around my body to kind of hug like my figure and stuff. But the knife is kept on me, out of sight. I want to look as unsuspecting as possible. Not looking for any trouble.
Okay.
And I want to be able to get to that like public bath. Is it like in a building, or is this more kind of open air, like Dubai style? Like they got palm trees and stuff like that, or.
The only one you'd have that's like the open air would be if you want to go try and swim in the springs. But that's not really for cleaning, that's for healing, and that's a whole different deal. If you're going for a public bath, you'd be actually finding an establishment.
Yeah, I'll look for an establishment.
And yeah. Take about half an hour to get over. You follow the directions. Directions seem pretty easy to follow. Pass your way through the couple different districts to get back over to Merchant Way, which is where the Berry Tavern was that you guys went to, where Percy was performing. So some familiar territory. And the gives you directions to Barubi's.
Barubi's. Perfect. Because I got some rubies I need to,
You quickly pick up that late night bath past midnight is more than just a bathhouse. A little bit more more services on the menu.
Oh, good lord. Tell me less. No, I just want to get clean.
Choose whatever services you so choose, but
Wants to be clean, not dirty.
Oh, good lord. How I knew knows about that. Praise and furnace, am I right? Just, I'm not looking for companionship. I just need to get cleaned.
it's your choice. Whatever you want to pay for. It's 1 gold either way.
You know what? I would like a companion.
Shree. Motions and a pleasant-looking human female comes out. No, not a dwarf.
Yes.
It comes out with a pitcher of water and a towel over her arm and leads you off to a room.
Cool. When we get there, is this like a tub I get in, or is this like a spring, like an open spring at the bottom?
This is more like a Western saloon type bath setup. That it's you got a tub in the middle of a room. Like some nice incense burning for some nice atmosphere. Good amount of steam in the room. Kind of get a little bit of sauna vibes.
Is the tub like a one fitter, and she's gonna be outside, like kind of, giving me the scrub, or is this like a 2-person deal? This is very important. I know this doesn't sound very important, but it is very important.
No, it's of a size sufficient to fit 2.
So 1 or 2.
It's 1 tub, but it could fit 2.
It can fit 2. Is that like a snug fit, or we got some wiggle? I don't want to be too close to this.
Good amount of space.
Good amount of space. Oh, okay. So yeah. So once we get once we like get it going and stuff, the water and the heat and everything, Kiesel's gonna jump in. I'm not
Thank you.
waiting for this lady, and he's gonna kind of like submerge his entire head, and then he's gonna come out, push his hair back. I'm gonna turn to the lady that they have assigned me. Oh, what's your name? I didn't quite catch that. I'm sorry.
Cherie.
Great. It's beautiful. Do you mind? Do you want to? I don't know how these things usually work, to be honest.
That's whatever you desire.
You can hop in.
All right. We won't go into too much more
Yeah.
detail. but,
I just, like
Yeah.
if she gets in, right?
disrobes and gets in.
Kiesel does not look as she disrobes. And he's gonna like put his like face underwater and kind of breathe, and he's gonna sink down to where like it's like right here, and then come back up. Cherie, where are you from?
6 bells.
6 Bells. Is that your home?
Oh, was my home.
Was. What happened?
Got sick of the city. Looked for a new location, and it was Barubi offered me a job here, so I came across.
For the next hour, or however long, all Kiesel wants to do is to talk to Cherie, and he wants to hear her talk about 6 Bells as a home and what her family life was like growing up. Kiesel does not move from his position. He does not touch her. He looks at her neck up, and all he wants to do is hear her talk about his home. For the last several weeks, that has been the maelstrom in his mind. And once that allotted time is up, we get up. Kiesel will pay her personally 2 plat and kind of give like a half bow and say, that was very therapeutic. Thank you. And keep the change. Don't, I paid them, but for you, this time has been invaluable to me.
She never makes any move towards doing anything beyond what you invite.
Mhm.
And as you give her this lovely tip of 2 plat, she runs her hand back through your hair, your wet hair, just kind of like
Ugh. I don't like
slicking
that
some
feeling.
water off,
Ugh.
and then just gives you a polite kiss on the cheek.
Cool, I'm gonna go back to the inn where we stayed.
We believe that sex work is real work around here, and more power to all sex workers out there
yeah.
who may be watching. Sending y'all love.
All right, so Kiesel's gone for a couple hours. So the hour would have passed with him not returning, like you had asked, Salinas.
Sure.
Yofredir, what would he have been doing there, Ernie?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Hey, he could have came with me, but it would have been a little awkward. There would have been a lot of crying involved.
I feel like Jofrigir would spend some time, like sharpening his blade if he was coherent enough, and if he
Shadow
wasn't,
boxing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he would do something
sleep.
like maybe do some push-ups or something even.
Because you said that me and Yofridi were like riled. We had like that alcohol energy. So
You were at that brave or dumb state of drinking.
Oh, very dumb, very brave. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if he'd go for
Cedric
a
and
night
Alfred, I
run.
presume, pretty much went to sleep. Correct me if I'm wrong.
One last thing before
Okay.
Alfred will like turn to Zedri and he'll ask like one question. Cedri, when you said you wanted to kill Lonan, what was that like? Because I mean, I've known what it's like to want to kill someone. Like I want to kill the dreamer, but that's someone that's done something to me. And I'm sorry if it sounds a little aggressive. I really am just trying to figure out what you're thinking.
No, you're fine.
I don't know what it's like to hold that.
When I wanted to kill Sydney, it made sense because, like you said, you'd done something. But with Lonin, I don't think it was a fair aggression, and I think that I was just hoping, manifesting that she had some sort of ulterior motive so that I could be right, because I felt really wrong these past few weeks. Every decision that we make, it's just very wearing on me. So I thought that if I didn't think about it and I just did it, which is unfair of me, that
Yeah.
maybe she was bad. Horrible thinking. I can't say wishful thinking. That's like not the correct phrase at all.
No, yeah, maybe it wasn't the best thinking, but usually you are the best at thinking. Usually when you think things through, they come out pretty alright.
I thought that the monastery might be a place that kind of centers me a little bit. And I might be able to have the first real conversation without all of this pent-up anger and stuff. It isn't even for her. I think it's towards
do a
me.
lot. And there's still Xanathy that I know you've been thinking about. And
Yeah.
we have a lot, Cedri. If you want to talk about it, I'm here for you. You don't have to. Just as you guys are here for me, I'm here for you.
I appreciate it. You're really easy to talk to. If that comes across as a compliment.
I mean, thank you. Yeah, I would like to think that I'm easy to talk to. I don't know if I am really, but when I was younger, I didn't really talk to too many people outside of my family and maybe a couple other people. So it's nice to have all of you to really share with.
Yeah. I know it probably seems so different from all the things that we've been focused on and stuff, but my family always taught me that it wasn't wealth what mattered, but the little things. So celebrating your birthday is huge, Alfred, and you deserve a celebration that is equal to how great you've been to each and every one of us in this group.
After we'll just give a little smile and probably pass out at that.
And now Zedri's gonna lie awake for a little bit, just thinking about all of that stuff. How he finally had to admit kind of what he's been feeling and everything, but thankful about the fact that it was Alfred of all people that kind of brought him back to a grounded point.
Percy and Yofridi are bunked now.
Yep.
And Yofridir's out. Percy?
Percy's going to kind of just sit awake on the bed for a bit, humming to herself. until she kind of sobers up a little bit. And then once that happens, she's going to go sit on the floor, like cross-legged, next to her pack, next to where all of her birds are Russian nesting dolls into bottom. They're not currently operable, as they did reach 0 hit points, and that means she's going to have to do some extra repairs to get them flying again. She's going to open up the compartment on Bottom's chest, and I imagine it's still dark in the room. She just knows all of this essentially by feel, even though she also has dark vision. And she's going to run her hand down the inside until she feels where Domio had originally carved his name into the metal inside of Bottom's chest. And is gonna just let out a small, like, she's gonna start crying very silently for a little bit. And once she's kind of dried her eyes, she's going to go through them, make sure that all of her birds are there, kind of get an assessment, and she's going to grab Quince, the little long-tailed tit, and she's going to put the rest of them back, and she's going to go to bed with him cupped in her hand.
All right. Salinas, with Kiesel not returning within your hour, leaving the cat at Alfred and Cedri's doorstep, where are you going?
Salinas, I think, is going to go and kind of go sit on the, if there's a, is there like a porch for this on this end?
On the front, yeah.
She's gonna go. I think she's gonna go sit there for a little bit. Think. Go over what he knows, what he doesn't, and he's gonna wait for Kiesel there for like another hour or so. And if he doesn't get back by then, Salinas will start worrying. Can I see
If
the
you
Oracle's
waited
tower?
an hour to go down and then were down there for an hour, you'd be about, if Kiesel stayed an hour at the place, you'd be coming back about then.
Okay. Can you see the Oracle's tower from here?
Not the tower. You can see the statue, the giant Briora statue, but
Okay.
not the tower.
Just stare up at the statue. Wonder what tomorrow will bring.
Any inner Kiesel, were you there an hour? Is that what we had established?
It's whatever market rate was, I guess. Yeah, like market price for this kind of stuff. I mean,
Presumption was an hour. It's kind of hard to
Then-
keep the water hot beyond that. So
yeah, piano lessons, shared baths. 1
Yeah,
hour
yeah.
seems to be.
oh,
So yeah, I'd be making
as
my
you
way
would be
back.
returning, seeing Salinas sitting alone out of the front patio of this Odette's inn. Streets are pretty quiet. It's late into the night. Gone are the suspicious gazes. Not a whole lot of activity on the streets. You can hear soft sounds of the waves in the bay. Kind of just almost a little bit of a lullaby, easing you guys into the night as you approach the inn and your friend.
My skin feels amazing.
Nothing foolish, right?
No. It was respectful.
Of course.
But now that I think between the two walks in the bath, I am now properly tired.
Yep.
Do you think we need to keep an eye on our friends a little closer than before?
I think that I should have never stopped keeping an eye on them a little closer than I have been.
Yeah, sometimes I get all woe is me sometimes, and it's hard for me to focus on everybody else, but I think I need to start, paying more attention, especially after today's endeavor with Zedri. I've never seen him with such a bloodlust in his eyes. Not like me.
No, I think yes. No. I think that I don't even know what I think anymore. You said that you had you made a very nice comment tonight when you were drunk for all your big family, your big group of siblings.
Yeah. I was feeling sentimental. I think that's why I went off to the, baths after that. To wash my way of any more sentimentalism.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having a family that you want to protect.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of like give him a hug.
Kiesel will reciprocate. Thank you, Salinas. We're going to have a very long day ahead of us.
Indeed.
And you got some talking to do from a very important person if we're able to make an audience.
Yes. I'm a little bit terrified.
Please, hopefully this oracle will be the one bit of good news about this place. But I think that's something we should sleep on.
No, certainly.
Kiesel's throwing his shit off. Armor. Dunk.
Yeah.
So, last of you retire to your rooms, feeling safe, at least for the moment, in a comfortable room, full stomachs, maybe a little bit queasy for a few of you. a lot of emotions released. You all settle in for a long rest. And that's where we'll close out for tonight. Almost spot on at the 4-hour mark.
Nice.
Let me hear that long rest sound.
Oh, yeah, we better
Yeah,
do
truly.
that. Otherwise we'll forget about it.
You've had a long rest. Rest.
Oh, amazing.
How cathartic, dude.
Oh my god.
I like Pavlovianly trained to like be relaxed to it now.
I don't know. I have a feeling Alfred might be getting a dream, a Jeffin dream here soon.
That's how many charges of my staff I get back.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Well, that will conclude things for the on-demand viewers. If you're watching on demand, thanks for watching. Number one. Number two, come watch live Saturday night, 6:30 Central. You have opportunity to use channel points to influence the stream as well as just interacting. We try and do a pretty good job of keeping up with the people in the stream. This is not Critical Role where we're pre-recorded and you can't interact with us. This is 100%. We're all here, and most of us will do what we can to interact. We have a good time. So come check things out, and you also get the rest of the session, which is all of our recap stuff and the opportunity to vote on what you liked about the session, any questions you have as a viewer, and some other lovely stuff. But you got to come here to be able to see that part, and you're not here right now unless you're in the stream. Okay, I'm gonna get myself a twisted turn. So, anyway, that's the end for the VOD. So, farewell, VOD viewers.
Goodbye.
See you next week.